live!
Hello.
Hello.
Greetings and salutations, people of the internet,
Yep,
and
yo.
welcome to your daily dose of killing everybody. Wait, what? That's not what. No, sorry, wrong podcast.
Everybody.
Concern!
I have some concern.
All right. Well,
It's the 19th.
I think we've kind of had our little, chat and warm up. So, unless there's any other objections or stuff you guys want to get out of the way, why don't we just get right into it?
Oh, Sheila. Hi, Humble. Hi, Sheila. I love you guys. Session 30. Fucking wild. I hope America is treating you well.
You fucking what, mate?
Fucking what?
Yeah. that's fine.
Whose turn is it?
Well, we're not quite there yet, but we're getting close.
Your
That's
turn.
Right. Is it?
Or phrase.
So I guess honestly, we pretty much just want to start with who wants to do a recap. Recap.
That's what she was asking. Whose turn is it?
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
I can do it, and people can pitch in.
I could pitch in.
Okay.
The great note taker should not need any help.
Yeah, but
Huh?
there was a lot of stuff, and a lot of it was personal to each character. Thank you for
there were a
the
lot of
anonymous
things that
gifter
happened. So yes.
giving us sub to Sheila. Thank you very much. So we go to Anistra's tent at the start of the session, and we begin to talk about a few different things. She reads our futures for a few of us, but not, I don't know, a specific question. She tells us about the answer to that, and then she talks to us about Furuz Murat, who they met during the Frostfolk invasion, which was 3 years ago. Oh yeah, Hetty fucking let slip that she was from the tribes. And we talked about Andiana being safe, who was the girl that she told us where to find her, to save her, to a degree, like in a fortune telly way. So she wants to give us rewards for doing the job for the mines, because she's like, I don't know why you guys are choosing to do this. She said the whole team are like, why are you guys helping us? Which is funny. But then we just ask her a couple probing questions. She met when she was at the festival, when we met her the first time, Farouz was with her on business. Is what we learned. Apparently he was recruiting new guards, which he did kind of do, but he was also doing other things. And as we know, there was an auction of slaves in the city on that same time period. So we all know where he was. I don't know. Do I say the stuff about what Vander, Hetty, and Freya Lisa learned from their questions?
Up to you guys.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Vander asks if his stories will carry on when he's gone. And basically, I wrote down the essence of her reply was, in the end, we are all but stories, which was kind of sweet. And she seemed very encouraging of the fact that you will be remembered in a way.
Well, I mean, and to put it in a mechanics sense, because I did actually kind of forget about this. When you guys went to the Bastion Between and you let the rebel Ashura go, we kind of basically canonized you guys introducing ASMR into the world. So in a particularly long-lasting sense, yeah, the things that you have done, even if not specifically who, will be remembered.
Well, true that.
So there you go. Just because I forgot about that until I was going back over some of my notes, just like, shit, I wish I'd remembered that in a moment. Shit.
No, but I think
Anyway, sorry.
that's a beautiful. I don't know. Maybe that's something for the character to, like, Vander to reflect on. But we also don't. I don't know if we fully understand that.
No,
Hi,
it was definitely
Sticky.
it was definitely an out of character thing that I dropped that in when it happened as well.
Ra has gotten a golden gun. Congrats.
Well done.
Kitty asks where they can find information on their birth parents. So they have been instructed to go to the place of changelings. It's a place of arcane power, shrouded in mystery. It's not like definite where it actually is, but she did mention the term edge of the sky. Which I think is
The
very
Syleria
interesting.
tribe.
Oh, I don't have
The
that.
Syleria,
There
yeah.
you go. Frey asks, "What do I need to do? What will it take to find Winter?" And Nistra took the longest to answer this one, saying that to find Winter, I can't tell you what to do, but if you stay the course, you will discover much. He's surrounded by iron and bars, weak and strong at the same time. Waves surrounded by mist beyond the bars. Go to where it all began. Which I feel like is implication of back down the coastline.
Keep going forward. But go
yeah,
back as
but
well.
also like
Which is
what we're
such a
doing
weird
is
answer,
still
but-
relevant, I think,
Yeah.
in the long run to what the end goal with Winter is. I didn't ask for a boon. I said I would think about it. Because I thought maybe my boon was going to be a little too curly for Quinn, and I also wanted to keep the action rolling. I was like, we can wait.
Also, something of note as well,
Oh yeah.
that Nofred just straight up said, "Do you trust him?"
Oh yeah.
And then Innistrad being like, "No."
Yeah, once we once what's her face the ant left.
You dismissed Kieran. Yep.
Once Kieran left,
Yeah.
then we talked very honestly and candidly about Farouz, and she doesn't trust him. She's in like a fake relationship with him, essentially, for her own safety and the safety of her child. She talked about the Larizian legacy. There was many operations ago in Torlun. Lyris? Oh yeah, that's right. There's the whole
The Lyris family.
the Lyris line.
Lyris family.
And they had this gemstone embedded in their throne, which was then stolen. But there's like this prophecy about the bloodline and like the people with golden eyes. And so he found someone that came through the mining village that had all of the descriptors to fulfill the prophecy. And so they made friends, and then they snuck, without other people even in the mining village knowing, hid them. And then basically they were like, "Oh, we've left town," and it was, through a note. But we fucking who believes that shit? And then he conveniently had to go to business right when a slaving auction was happening.
Yeah.
So
And yeah, Innistrad did note that Grit specifically took a shine to her.
Yeah.
yes,
But yeah, the golden eyes came about because generations of being associated with the gem and the throne, their eyes took on the same hue. They couldn't be discolored. But yeah, I forgot during it, and I think I put it up in the Awakenings chat. Was
Thanks, Platinum Gold.
where was it?
Did we get that person's name?
No,
We
you did not.
Um,
Because that sort of the tale is supposed to end with a version of the heir wanders the world seeking the lost gem. They'll return to power when their golden eyes witness reunion of throne and stone. Yeah. So though it seems like the fates of those two are intertwined,
Dwarf thing.
but
the
Throne and
heir to
spoon.
Lyris would fetch a nice price.
Yes.
As well. That's what we heard.
yeah.
Because the gods were a cover story.
But we know that Claiborne talked about in his notes a golden egg that was saved by the singer, and has now did not go through the auction. So the heir exists somewhere in the world. In fact, if we know where it is. And yeah. That was
The
essentially
singer
that was the
captured
crux
and
of the
sent to
conversation
King.
with Innistrad.
Singer was captured and
Oh,
sent
yes.
to King.
Yes, that's right. And in Claiborne's note, he assumes that Farouz, as much as he knows, is the white knight on the chessboard,
Not king. Yeah.
not
that's-
the king.
Which, yeah, you guys have got two conflicting bits of information about what role Marat has.
Maybe he thinks of himself as king. It's a bit of an egotistical plonker.
Nah, I think he'd think himself as a white knight.
Interesting. We're gonna go to the mines now with Grit. Eblin doesn't make any kind of weirdness towards our hobgoblin friend who used to be good mates with him, but is in
Werewolf.
hiding now. Werewolf.
Werewolf.
I don't. There was a hobgoblin note. Oh, Jor. Jor's the
That's
hobgoblin.
Sure.
Oh,
Oh.
God, killer. Yeah.
But we got some supplies.
There's a lot going on.
We made friends with people. They seem to really like us here and think that we're very honorable.
Really like the mayor, like the old mayor.
Yes,
Not
we're
fake,
making friends with the
real
old
fake.
mayor's people.
Not real fake mayor.
Yeah.
Another thing was that things were too perfect in one of
The
the
ledges.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The ledges were too perfect.
Yeah.
That was something we talked about after stream because we were just kind of
Yeah.
running late. So, yep. The records were a little too immaculate. They balanced too well because anybody who does accounting and things don't balance perfectly all the time. There's differences that get weighed out over time, and for a section of time in Quartermaster Berilar's books, things were just too neat, too perfect. But yeah.
We got
They messed with his
information
books.
on Marat blowing his gasket as well. Like what makes
Yeah,
him
he
like,
got
Temper
anger
problems.
issues.
what makes him get really mad?
Not following orders.
Yeah, when
Yeah.
something he said is gone against.
When his word is
yeah.
not authority.
Oh yeah, people get murked.
Yeah. Including soldiers, like followers of the law. People who were trying to save lives, he killed because
Several of his subordinates.
they didn't follow
who-
his rules.
Yep, instead of pursuing the enemy, went to save some civilians, and because that was against the orders, which can be a bit of an offense, but they still saved people. He flogged several of them, one of which died during the flogging, and one of which has been basically permanently crippled from how extreme it was. But yeah,
But anyway, we head
Yeah.
to the mines. We head to the mines. There's these big stone statues that dot the entrance, and as we head down into the darkness, Marat watches us. Farouz Marat. He
was-
is
yeah.
very much acknowledging that we are entering now. We clock
He
him
was,
clocking that, and we'll clock him in the jaw later on.
yeah, he was helping a couple of workers attempt to do something with one of the mine carts that appeared to be slightly stuck on the way out of the mine. But yes, time to get into it. Thank you for the recaps. So, as you all sort of wander away from Marat and this little alcove that nestles the outside portion of Ruavand into this upper hemisphere of the symbol of the summer realms, the sun carved into the side of the mountain, it very rapidly begins to narrow down to a regular size mine entrance. It's kind of unnaturally shadowed in that area where from a distance it looks like a massive, massive cave entrance. But it's as soon as you sort of step over that threshold, you realize it does narrow down very fast into a regular mine. And even as you're walking in, you sort of see that you've got lamps hanging. It's a very, very well illuminated entrance, which once again seems hard to see from outside. It's almost like there's kind of this cloak over it designed to make it look a little bit more ornate from the outside. But Grit, taking the lead, your dwarven guide, heads on down through some of these mine rails. Just sort of you can hear the sound of his sort of thick-shod boots clomping along, avoiding the rails. There's a few people sort of dotted here and there, not too many. here at the entrance. More of them in the sort of like their guard uniforms. And as you sort of progress in, it very, very rapidly, this area of the mine has been widened out. There's plenty of room. Obviously, this is where one of the primary mine entrances. They've been using this for years. It's been reinforced. It's been stabilized. It's been worked over the years. And it's the main trunk that leads in. And you do see there's like these tiny wee alcoves off into like little rest room in the areas, just either side. But you get to where the main line branches. One to the left and one to the right. And without any hesitation, Grits just immediately curves off to the right and follows the slightly narrower passage. Whereas there's like two or three, there's about 4 tracks leading down the main line. There's only 2 that go down this right passage. Still very, very well illuminated. And as he follows it down, it does get a little narrower. It still maintains the 2 tracks, one in, one out. And as it sort of comes to a point where it branches again, he sort of continues. There's one that heads off to the left and one that sort of still stays marginally straight ahead but continues to curve ever so slightly to the right. So he follows that one to the right, and this is where the tracks are now down to 1 on each side.
Just as we're doing this, Hetty's got like an arcane tome.
Yep.
She's just going to be noting down like left, right, like the
Got it. Yep.
the turns and stuff, just in case they get separated or.
Yep, very good. So you're almost doing a mini cartography sort of a thing. Are you literally just writing down directions, or are you kind of semi trying to map it out?
Semi trying to like map it out as we go, so you can see if there's a fork or
what I'll do is just because it's fun, we'll get our first roll of the game and we'll make it a survival check to see potentially just how accurate you actually trying to sort of draw a map, even if it's stick lines can be.
I need slower. I need spookier.
21. I've got a
21?
5 survival.
Jesus, on Hetty, nice.
On Hetty, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I double checked. I'm like, that's the warlock one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. So obviously you're only like, several minutes in to your journey. You haven't made too many deviations, but with a 21, we will establish for now, at least on this level of the mines, should you get separated, there will be no issue whatsoever. If you continue to make marks, we will do one for separate levels of the mines.
I think she's gonna do that to just keep herself like
occupied
and in control of something. So and it's an exit. So like it's all working to keep her calm.
It's helpful and it allows you to focus on something other than okay, cool. Grit follows this track that slightly keeps bending to the right, where now you've had these last 2 tracks sort of split out. So there's 1 track down each. And as he sort of continues, this line continues for a wee while. You do find that there's another room off to the left that looks like another wee rest space. It's not lit, it's not illuminated, but you can sort of, as you wander past, you sort of see the tables and one of the benches. And as you're sort of moving, as you move through, you can sort of hear there's no real sound of any actual mining in progress. And you kind of get the impression, actually, none of you would be really particularly skilled in stoneworking, would you? No.
No.
I'll tell you what, anybody who they can make survival checks. Just in general. Oh, actually, no, make it a nature check.
Nature?
Just if you want. Yeah. It's more of a natural thing, I suppose.
7.
5. 8.
Okay. So the only thing you guys really note, oddly, for stepping into a mine that seems to be particularly active, that seems to be producing, quite a significant amount of ore and resources for a country like the Summer Realms, there's not a lot of noise. You hear, voices talking in the distance, echoing down these tunnels, but there's no clang of picks or hammers against rock or, winch of heavy machinery or anything else going on. It's kind of devoid of the sounds of actual work in a mine. But it is a few more minutes before I'm going to actually bring up my reference here. So I've got this.
Kill them all!
Here we are. I can minimize that down so I can see what the hell I'm doing. Okay. Before you sort of, the trail, the rail line, it sort of opens out into a bit of a larger area. Oh my god, what is happening? Why is my screen mate playing up? Stop it. Okay, there we go. Having a panic moment. But it opens out into a slightly more major area, and you've heard a couple of voices getting a little bit louder as you have progressed. Do I want to do this? Yeah, I think I might do this. Let's give you a map.
Ooh.
Let's start the maps.
Hetty's mapping.
Yep. So I've put a link up in our Syleria chat.
Oh, it's spooky and dark. Oh, wait.
So hopefully this works out the way I would like it to, because I've been trying to get this sorted. this morning.
Oh, it loaded. Okay. It's not just blackness.
It probably started because I had the entire Fog of War on it, and as soon as your character loads in, it has to load up your dynamic vision.
Oh.
Who is Swarm of Spiders?
I was gonna say, do
Me,
you have something on
somehow.
there?
I was about to say, somehow you're a Swarm of
Why
Spiders.
are you
Okay.
Somehow I'm a
Cool.
swarm of
So
spiders.
as you're walking down this mine, Grit clomping along on the rail, or nearby the rail, a swarm of spiders drops from the ceiling. Roll for initiative. Alright.
Woo!
Let's fucking go.
Kim!
Okay. I'll wait for Biggs to finish what she's doing.
I fixed it. This will
Okay.
go.
So as you're sort of approaching through into this area that looks like it opens up just ahead of you, you do hear the sounds of voices. Grit does begin to slow his stride, and whilst he has been leading, he does sort of almost kind of fall back into the pack of you. Almost kind of just expecting maybe at this point, one of you guys to maybe take the lead. You don't necessarily have to be there. You can move yourselves around if you would like within that little area before somebody decides to do what they want to do.
Frey will take the lead.
Yeah, Vanda wants to be at the back.
Okay.
Specifically
sitting
keeping an eye on Hetty.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
You're
you
doing
do?
the
Oh,
Hetty
okay.
thing? Then I'm not gonna big sister and embarrass her. I will stick with Frey.
Frey's gonna be moving Hark as well if he's come with us, just to.
Oh yeah,
Oh
where's
yeah,
Hark?
I haven't got
Yeah.
Hark on here. Okay, give me a moment.
Like,
Did he
uh,
run
basically
away
to be like-
already?
I forgot to add
like,
him in, and I
I'm
still
going.
don't have an icon for him because honestly, bad DM, I forgot he existed.
It's okay. He,
He
might
died
die
to
in
the
this
swarm
one.
of
We will
spiders.
never
He
forget.
died to a
that
swarm of
exists.
spiders, right? There we go. I'll add him in
How
as
can
the
we
as the
forget our
wolf
pet
face.
slave?
He's
Can
my
you not
best
phrase it
friend.
like that?
Slave, not a slave.
Best friend.
The slave that is currently armed with a bow.
Involuntary friend.
Yeah. So we've got. Okay, we've got that. So
Accurate, yo.
Mhm.
what was that?
Okay.
Okay. Well, everything is kind of playing up for some reason. I wonder why.
Yeah, so me and Grit couldn't go in the front.
Oh
Like
yeah, cool. For some reason, it
this.
was not letting me select things at the moment. I think my browser's having a little bit of a hissy fit. Sorry. Trying to sort this real quick.
Do we put Heart like here in the middle?
Okay, I'm just gonna refresh this page and hopefully it
Yeah.
doesn't boot you guys.
So he doesn't go, oh, why am I at the front? I want to die.
Well, it's like we can't put him at the front. We also can't put him at the back in case he does run away. So
Yeah. Well, we
Okay.
did
not that
threaten
you know,
him.
like we're keeping him here of his own.
So is that the rough sort of order you guys want?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, you do get the impression that Grit sort of starts falling back until he's pretty much he almost sort of falls shoulder to shoulder with you, Nofrit and Frey. And there's not like a fear or a hesitancy in him. There's just kind of this alright, yeah, the adventurers.
Yeah.
Time to go adventure. You know, sort of appeal to him. He's made his distaste for coming and doing this very, very clear.
Yeah,
So
Frey
he will
tap him on
guide
the
you,
shoulder.
but it doesn't mean he's going to be leading the whole time. You're going to tap him on the shoulder?
Yeah, Frey's gonna tap him on the shoulder and move forward. Just to be like, yeah, it's good. You're
Yep.
good.
Yep. So he'll fall back slightly then.
Ah!
It's alright. I'll try and move Grit and Hark as much as I can. You guys can focus on your characters.
But are we already so close to where the conflict happened, or?
Oh no. We got a while to go yet, but you know, it's you may as well get used to finding your way and navigating in the mine, because I'm not going all the way with you.
Insight check. I want to know if he's actually shit scared.
Go for it.
I can tell you, shit scared.
It's not a high DC.
Or he's luring us into a trap.
Which one are you doing?
13. What am
Which
I
one are you
doing?
looking for? The shit scared or luring you into a trap?
I want to know if he's shit scared. That was my initial thing. That's what I'm
Yes. He is very, very scared. Perhaps not in this moment with this particular thing, but there is a rather large element of fear that he is trying to hold on to. He was down there in the mine and he wants nothing to do with this creature, and he's also rather pissed off that he is the one that's being told to go back down.
He got voluntold.
He got voluntold.
Okay,
All
I
right.
respect that.
Yep. So yeah, as the two of you do sort of step forward, he very much sort of pulls himself back, and there is kind of this sort of from him where it's kind of like, yay, I don't have to be the one leading this. He's not, he's not like abandoning you and leaving you to your fate. He is still going to be there to point things out, point the direction you need to go if necessary, but he's he's not comfortable taking the lead. He's never really been somebody to take the lead. For reasons that may come to the front later.
Oh
And
boy.
if we're
But yeah.
leading, I want to be. I want to know how many people have moved through this space recently.
Okay.
I want to be looking for footprints in the dust on the cave, like the rock floor. I want to
Alright.
know if the tracks look freshly run on,
Sure.
or if everyone's not come here.
Okay. Make a survival check.
Supposed to be good at this. Oh, I could have been better. 12?
12.
Yeah.
This is a relatively well-used piece of the mine. Despite the fact that there is nobody here at the moment, the only dust is kind of, rock and mineral dust and, the elements of people having been here. There's still activity. Like, it's very much still an area that you can see there's been people back and forth. There haven't been too many minecarts back and forth.
Well,
I don't know how you would tell that, but... Excuse me.
dust
thank
build
you.
up on the track, I suppose.
That's the one. But yeah, there are voices here. It is still very well lit, which if it was a disused part of the mine, you would assume that the lighting would be less prominent, that there would be more signs of disuse. But this seems to be, and Grit could very much tell you, this is the primary way to get down to the level where everything happened. This is the way to go. Whilst there are other caves and other places that would link up with it, it's a much longer route that makes no sense to travel. This is the way they all would have gone in, the way they all would have come out. So, given that it was not that long ago, yeah, there's definitely signs of traffic.
Okay.
Yep.
You walk forward.
Okay. You may grab yourself and move it on. Yep. You move yourself around if you like. We're not in any sort of combat order or anything.
Boop, 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 boop. Ooh, it just. Oh, wow.
Yep. That was what I mean by trying to set up dynamic vision. Is moving there. Cool. All right. So yeah, the area does open up, as you can see, into a much larger cavern area. You can sort of see several disused minecarts, locus of a few different trails, and just off to the right, there's kind of like this small wooden platform that's been set up. There's tables with different ledgers and markings. There's some food, and you do see there are a few guards there. all who are relatively well armed and equipped, who more seem to be there not to do any work, but if this was a place where, you know, they had to escape, they are more kind of that line of defense of, we are the scouts, we are looking out, we are, if something comes, we are here to make sure either it doesn't go any further, or we we go report it real fast.
Or are they
they're not particularly
actually
diligent.
keeping the slaves in?
Maybe. They're not particularly diligent. They do sort of, after your discussion, you do see a few of them sort of sit up in their chairs and sort of look over in your general direction. And as they sort of see Grit in the middle of it, you know, these strangers sort of coming through, you know, there is this kind of tension. But as they sort of see their one of the lead stone mage sort of wander on, and it does kind of deflate them a little bit, and they give a little bit of a wave before going back to, you know, doing whatever it was that they were doing.
Cool.
And you do see that just off to your left is what looks like a very large elevator. And the cavern continues a little bit further beyond that.
You said we had to go down? Do we need to go in the elevator, or...?
It's a long way down if we don't take the elevator. Oh, it's a long way down if we take the elevator too. The elevator will make it faster. Yeah. So, you know, this would be the point where I say, check your gear. We're here. Make sure you're ready. We will be going down for a little bit, but this might be your last opportunity for a little bit just to double check everything. All right?
Okay.
All right.
All right.
I will check over my gear, but then I want to, like, you know, like repack my bag and put it on my and then I want to go over and I want to check the mechanism, make sure no one's tampered with this before I get in this fucking elevator.
Okay. So you want to check the big winch over there. Okay.
Yeah.
You can move yourself over there if you'd like.
I will.
Hetty's probably going to circle around just to see where they would walk down, rather than so she can note it on her map that there's like a walkie way.
Okay. Well, not for it. First of all, you do wander on over. You sort of see the big winch and chain, the one that sort of guides it as a pulley. What were you looking for anything in particular, or just taking a gander?
I want to look if there is, if is it a chain system?
It's a chain. Yeah.
Okay.
Series of chains.
Do they look freshly oiled, or do they?
They look as though they are relatively well oiled and greased. Yes.
Okay. And they don't have any weird little chop marks or pieces of metal sticking out that would tamper with the equipment.
We will get you to make an investigation check.
Yeah, suspect.
Yep. Hetty. So you sort of wander off down towards that area, and you do sort of immediately get Grit sort of look on over. It's like, where are you off to, lass? The elevator's over here.
Just looking for other ways down. Just trying to, you know, see all our options.
That's fine, but I'd be careful. You don't want to go too far. You might get lost, and that would be horrible. We know we don't need more people lost in the mine. However, most of the other ways up from the lower levels are in other sections. You're probably not likely to find much down there. Can continue to investigate if you would like. Nofrit, how did you go?
Yes, going to continue to
6.
investigate because I got told it's not necessary.
And Hetty's like,
Yep. What was your roll like?
it was a 6.
It was a 6. You know what? You haven't seen too many chains before. So the rest of you are watching Hetty disappear out of sight, by the way. Just so you're aware of what's happening, Hetty is off after you hear Grit give her a warning not to wander too far, and she's gone.
Yeah, no, I was.
So we'll get to that in a moment before you wander too far, Hetty. All right, so yeah, unfortunately you do not have quite enough experience with pulleys and chain winch systems to be able to tell whether this has had any tampering, but you do see that the chain appears to be well oiled, well lubricated, and very well looked after. There's no signs of rust, there's no chips, but if there was another way of this being tampered with, you can sit there and you can tap your chin and go, as much as you want, but you're not seeing it. Okay. So, Rick's just going to move over to the rail and try and... He's not going to wander too far, but he is kind of wondering why you guys are taking off. Alright, so Hitty, you sort of moved off down there, and you do see that there are these multiple directions you can go. You're going to continue to wander down that direction?
Yep.
Alright, continue wandering through if you'd like. All you see is a series of dead ends where you can sort of see that there have been marks on the wall where people have been picking and hammering away. There's no sort of discoloration outside of, you know, what may have been made by standard sort of marks there. But you also don't see any other exit. Investigate other branches if you would like. Frey, are you just remaining with Harkiston, are you?
Yeah.
Can I
She
also...
is looking... Oh, sorry.
Sorry to interrupt, I was just going to say, as I'm exploring and looking, I'm going to try and not just use my eyes, just like try and feel if there's any air currents, change in smells, change in dampness factor, that kind of thing.
Okay, okay.
Because I don't trust that it's just eyeballs.
Yep. Okay, so are you sort of like looking for, I guess, searching for secret doors, or are you just...
like
okay,
anything that...
Going back to the dungeon exploring trope of you searching for secret doors, or you just trying to experience
the darkness.
anything
I will.
different. I mean, hey, look, you know, there's enough darkness. You will attack it in time. Okay, so make an investigation check, I suppose. And we'll see what about the environment we can detect. Frey, you do note that Harkiston doesn't really push past you, but he does sort of lift his muzzle to the air and immediately begins sort of wandering on over to where these other guards are.
Yeah, she's gonna follow him just to make sure that he doesn't start anything.
And as he sort of emerges out of that main trunk tunnel, you do see the guards like see this werewolf appear and it's like, whoa! You know, they didn't really flinch too much at the sight of Vander, but for some reason a werewolf just always makes people jump.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Fair.
So I'm doing great investigation. I got a 1.
A 1? You know what? You are doing your map. You are focusing on keeping your calm, keeping cool, and in those moments, like you're sort of like, okay, I should test the environment. I should take a breath, and then all you can smell is okay.
Lick the wall.
Yeah, I'm in a cave, you know, and then it's kind of like, listen, it's like, no, I'm definitely in a cave.
And then your
It's like,
pencil breaks.
Is there more moisture? No, that's just me sweating. Okay, you're holding it together. You're holding it together pretty well, but in that moment of trying to detect any changes in the environment around you, the only change you really detect is your maybe slightly heightened adrenaline level at the fact you're trying to keep it suppressed. So unfortunately, no, you do not. Yeah, you do not detect anything different. And yes, there will potentially be violent shapupis, just not yet.
We can hope.
Yeah. So, anything else anybody wants to do, or are we gonna keep letting
Sounds
Hetty
like Hetty's
explore
gonna.
the main? Okay.
I want to.
There's a
Actually, that's
chest
a weird
size.
one.
It's a real dungeon.
Have any of my crystals changed, or is that something that will?
No. I'll be addressing that at level ups.
Okay,
instead
cool,
of just,
cool.
Yeah.
I
I will be asking each of you to give me a rundown of the crystals you've got when we do level ups, and we'll talk about gift stuff then.
Oh,
Cool.
Yep. Right.
Praise
So,
like, what
Nofra, were you
crystals?
doing anything else around that winch system? Or
I'm
no?
going to talk to Grit and be like, so how do you dig straight down like this? This
Okay.
is hard rock.
Well,
I'm
in
just
a lot
asking
of
him
places,
questions.
it takes a very long time. Some people in some places, I suppose, employ various types of creatures that can burrow. However, we just have a lot of us that are really, really good at moving the earth. And he sort of does take this wee little moment of pride at the fact that he's probably responsible for helping to dig out some of these tunnels.
Oh. So you made this big hole?
That one? No. No, that one was here before I arrived.
Oh.
Yeah.
Pride gone.
But you could make big hole.
I have made many big holes, yes. Yeah. Just not, when he sort of points at just not that one. No.
I mean, the edges of this one are not clean. I bet you did a nicer job, you know?
Look, there's a very fine art, okay, to move in the earth,
Yeah.
right? You wanna get it smooth, you wanna get it nice and polished. It takes time, it takes refinement. Sometimes all you wanna fucking do is dig straight down and get to your goal and
Yeah.
worry about the aesthetics of it later.
Oh,
But
no, totally.
you know, somebody else did
Understandable.
this, so you know what? You're right. You're right. That is an ugly hole.
That's ugly. I'm just making small talk with Grit. I want him to like
Yeah.
us. Essentially, that's all I'm doing right now.
You want him to like you?
Yeah,
You
I
know
just
what?
want him to
You
feel
know what?
comfortable around us.
Yeah, roll for small talk.
Let's roll for small talk. Okay.
Yeah.
Let me
Just-
get my
just like a
Riz
persuasion.
on.
Just do it like a persuasion check or something. Yeah, or a charisma check. Just do a charisma check. All right, Hetty, you have apparently discovered a chest.
Is that a oh no, it's
It's
a
a
1,
chest.
or is that a oh no, it's a 20?
Is it too early to use my luck crystal?
Oh boy.
You are still on the
yeah.
top level of the mines, and Grit has told you you've got a wee way to go. It's entirely up to you.
I want to be Rizzy. I'm gonna. I don't want a natural one. This. I'm getting rid of it.
It doesn't exist. It can't hurt you.
Doesn't.
So
Unless
you
it's
just
another
you're
one.
letting her roll? You're letting her ride, or you're re-rolling?
Oh,
She's re-rolling. Okay, she's re-rolling for small talk, guys.
oh no.
How do I roll two
She's out.
ones?
She's gone. Hey, look.
Get him out of
You're
here, sister.
bad
Is
at
this
small
Baldur's
talk.
Gate?
Hey, Bex. Welcome to me. Okay, all right.
You're
I roll.
so bad at small
consecutive. I roll consecutive natural ones. That's my
I
thing.
am the
Stop
Riz of the group. Well, I'm not
it.
actually.
You are.
but-
You're one of them. We've got a few charisma monkeys in this party, actually. It's great.
I will give it. It's a total of. If it's a saving throw. No, I'm joking. It's 5.
Well,
All
yeah,
right,
so-
it's
No
5.
saving that.
Yeah,
It's
carry on with a couple natural ones. It will
with,
be.
I rolled 2 natural. This is a terrible day. You know what? I'm getting them out of my system now. That's
Yep.
what we're.
I mean,
that's what
I
we're
rolled
doing.
Definitely.
that one too. Like, this is not it. This
This
is
is a
not started
terrible
well.
start.
So what did you have as a total, Nofrit?
5.
5. Total of 5. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The more whole talk, it gets really awkward.
yeah. It
So
very
how
much
the
does get to this
hell?
point where it's like, as people are off doing other things, there's only so much talk about digging a hole into the earth that he can sort of
Diggy hole.
diggy hole. Here's a dwarf. It's accurate. That he can give you before it kind of patters out, and it's like, you know, how are you doing today? You know, it just kind of, it does get to that awkward point of maybe we should change topics, but I don't know you well enough to change
Do you
topics.
know there's an ant?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So anyway, we're gonna move back over to
Okay,
Hetty. That one, yeah. Hetty, what's up? What are you doing? You sort
Oh,
of
hey,
you've wandered on
yeah.
down this little area. You've called out. I found a chest. What are you?
I want to have a look at the chest.
Ooh.
Okay. You can immediately tell that there is no lock on this chest. It is just a closed chest. That's it. It's fairly large, you know. But what do you want to do?
I'm gonna have a look in it.
Okay. You open it up and immediately realize you're on the top level of a pretty well-used mine. This is mostly like bits and pieces of equipment for the mine, various shovels, picks, hammers. Several of them, in fact, the majority of them, if you choose to rifle through, you discover are chipped or cracked or disused. This is a chest full of equipment that probably needs to be repaired or discarded, and it's been shuffled away and put out of sight so that somebody else can deal with it.
I love that. Someone else's problem.
It's basically somebody else going, yeah, no, somebody else can clean that up.
Okay, I'm almost done.
Yep. So as you move up there, you do get Harkison sort of moves up into this wooded area, and you do get these guards sort of tense up a little bit as he's sort of sniffing out the food, and he sort of looks around. I'm going to do a quick little check for him. Okay. Yeah, no, he does not perceive that. That's fine. So he sort of moves on over towards where some of these guys are kind of snacking on what looks like, pretty basic sandwiches. And you can just see his nose twitching as he's sort of looking at it. This man apparently likes to eat a lot.
It's gonna be like, don't mind him. He just really he likes food.
I very much like food, yeah. And all the guys go like, oh, yeah, all right.
Right, yeah, I can see why you'd like food, yeah.
No worries. And you even get one of them sort of sits there and he sort of debates as this wolf gets a little bit closer, and he picks up what looks like a bit of hardtack or a biscuit, and he just kind of and throws it, and Harkison, it just bounces off him. He's kind of like, I'm not actually a dog. It's like, sorry, you can have that one though if you like. Another biscuit. I don't want your biscuits. And he just sort of immediately sort of looks at somebody else. Anyway.
Gonna be like, oh, sorry, how are you guys? Just making small talk.
More small talk.
Oh god.
Like, sir, how?
Dare to roll for it.
What are you guys up to? Yeah, I'll roll for it.
Yeah, roll. Yeah, make a charisma check for some small talk. While you're rolling, Hitty, you wander on down another one of these little passages. This one does appear to just be another one of those tunnels with a dead end. You do see there's a discarded pick down there, but no signs of activity down there for quite some time.
I do the senses kind of checking again.
Yep, make an investigation check.
20.
20?
20.
So your general sort of small talk with the guards does kind of put them a little bit more at ease with the fact
I
that there's
rolled a
this werewolf
14,
around.
by the way. I'm just trying to manifest a 24.
Oh, okay. All right.
17.
Understood. 17? All right, you okay, we'll do the 17. So you do appear to get sort of like, you're starting to get a little bit of that beating pulse, that sort of shit, we're delving deeper into the dark. You do get that a little bit more under control. And you're in this sort of space where you've got these fortifications on the walls, timbers holding it up, and you sort of see the pick, you focus in on the pick, and as you're focusing in on that, you focus just in on your senses a little bit more. No, it's just a dead end. There doesn't appear to be a whole lot here right now. So you got a 14, Frey?
Yes.
Okay. Your small talk does appear to be putting these guys at ease a little bit. The guy who threw the biscuit at Harkison continues to look a little sheepish. The one at the far end seems to be just kind of, putting things away. But the other fellow that's closest to you does sort of just, his tension eases a little bit as it's kind of like a diversion of focus from the wolf in their midst. All right, and Hitty.
Last tunnel.
Yeah, find yourself another dead end.
Same investigation.
Make another investigation.
So, you like...
Really wasn't
24.
24? Yeah, no, you are getting your adrenaline under control. This little bit of focus that you're doing, it's giving you a goal, it's giving you a purpose. You can sort of see that there's elements of the fortification here that sort of seem to be a little bit stronger. Like they're more well built up. And it does kind of give you this wee bit of impression after having a look around some of these other areas that perhaps this place is a little bit more reinforced because maybe it was a little bit less stable, or it was more well mined out and there's just nothing more here. So again, you don't really find anything in this area.
It's alright, it's all noted down in my map book.
Yep.
If you like digging down, so I do have like a fear of heights. It's just becoming really awkward at the minute.
Well, if I had a fear of heights, I'm kind of glad I'm not taller.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. So-
yes, there is a benefit to being smaller. Shall we go down? Why are we just waiting around? Come on.
We were waiting
Well-
for you.
I was giving you like another minute or two before we suddenly decided you were lost. But there's not a lot to find back there.
We know. We checked.
satisfied with what you found? Or, you know?
Yes.
Excellent. You two over there! Come on, elevator!
Come on, Hawk. I can give you a big good if you want.
Yeah, okay, they didn't really have anything interesting. And he wanders on over. So, yep, Grit sort of looks, alright. Curiosity sated, ready to go. Gear checked, sorted.
Actually, no.
Complete.
Alright. So he steps onto the elevator and immediately goes next to one of the levers. It's like, I guess this would be, you know, like, all aboard or something.
No, it's a ship. No.
Hetty's little eyes get wider.
We put Hetty in the middle. Yeah.
So you sort of see Grit kind of start rolling his shoulders, and he cracks his neck, and he sort of does put one hand on the lever, and he sort of looks at you, and you get this big grin come across his face. It's like, you sure you're ready for this?
No, but it should be fine.
Then I suggest holding on.
Yeah,
It's
Randy
gonna be a
grabs the wall,
ride.
grabs
Oh,
Hetty.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
Hetty in the
This
middle
is-
without anything to hold on to.
Yeah. He sort of starts working it up. It's like, all right.
Like,
Here we go! And he yanks the lever, and you hear the immediate release of the chains, and they start rattling. And as the sort of the elevator jerks and begins to drop, it just
Oh, that was disappointing.
and slowly starts descending into the depths. And Grit, sort of holding on two-handed to the lever, turns and looks at you all. It's like, yeah. Sorry, couldn't help myself.
Meanwhile, Hetty's like dropped to the ground and like it's just holding onto the ground.
So, the elevator begins to descend into the depths of this mine.
I pull out the hooded lantern that I have, and I light it with my lantern oil, and I give it to Hetty, and I'm like,
Okay.
here you go.
You do descend through these
Nice
levels where
cozy light.
things appear to be, you know, a little more like it continues to be pretty well lit. Even as sort of the rock closes in and you descend into this apparently not well carved stone tunnel, stone shaft. It's not too far down before you reach another level. Give me a moment. I'm actually gonna see if I can bring this up. I don't know
It
if it'll
just does
boot
it.
you
It
guys
just
out.
did it. Oh,
It
it's
does?
so cool.
Sweet. So it brings you down to another level, and the elevator does kind of to a halt. And he sort of looks, and it's like he steps on out and just sort of takes a bit of a quick look around. It's like, alright. And he sort of does turn and looks at you like, so from this level down, there is not likely to be anybody else. Those last guards up there were specifically designed to be holding that area and reporting on anything that maybe made their way up. We're not going to be exploring this level. We're just going to be continuing to go straight down. I promise. No more jokes. When we get closer to our objective, we are going to want to be a little bit more quiet. And I know I'm a loud one, so I'm one to speak, but just throwing it out there for you now, alright? Are we understood?
Yes.
Alright. And he sort of jumps back on. And he clips the lever once again. The chains rattle. And it begins to move down until you hit the next floor. Where it does sort of bring up... Hang on, I actually need to open up another file for myself. I am sorry. I thought I had this all open. I think I had to close everything down to refresh my bloody screen. Where are we? That one, and I want that one to bring up this one. Okay. Yes. So you do descend further down into the dark before hitting yet another level that is still relatively well lit. The elevator sort of grinds to a halt, and he sort of looks on out and it's kind of like, right, next stop. This is the last place we can actually stop. There are more floors below this, but this shaft doesn't connect to those. We're going to be going straight down into the main cavern, where we're going to find the entrance to where we couldn't go any further. Or where the monster was, where the beastie was, that's right. That's what I'm thinking of. And so, after that, he pulls the winch
Can I,
once
well,
more. Yep.
as he's talking to
Yep.
us, I just want to stare out into the tracks and everything, and I'm just going to be like, is this potentially a floor where they're keeping the slaves? So I just want to see if there's
Okay.
extra
You
chains,
can't see much where you are, but you can make, if you want, an investigation check.
Right.
You won't be able to tell much without sort of taking a minute to sort of step off and actually take a look. He is basically letting the elevator stop, and then you kind of get the impression that half of the talking that he's doing is not just for you guys, he's doing it to reassure himself.
That he knows where he is the whole time.
It's to keep him a little bit more calm about it.
12.
12? You really can't make out much. This is still a relatively well-lit, cleanish level of the mines. It's another area where listening in, you can't hear any sounds. And, if what they've been telling you is true, obviously, they've kind of evacuated this area of the mine to try and keep it safe. That's the guards up on the top level. So it makes sense you can't hear any of that, but you also can't sort of see anything that might lead you to believe they might be keeping prisoners here.
I hand talk to Hetty, and Vander might pick up some of it, but I basically say, remember to look for the slaves.
Right.
Hetty nods. How many floors down did you say we were going?
Well, this shaft here, the next we descend, is going to go. It doesn't connect to any other floors except the main chamber where all those little beasties that like metal are. It's going to be a little bit longer than the ride we've just had. I would say probably the equivalent of maybe 3 of the floors we've just had, so down again the same distance we've travelled.
She notes that down on her map.
Okay. This is, I think, the unfortunate part with this cavern is one of the maps that I couldn't recover. So for now, I'm just going to leave it on that map. But yeah, he does pull the lever one more time. Once again, you sort of hear the chains rattle, and it begins its descent. And you can sort of see that he's sort of clenching up a little bit more. He's getting a little bit more tense. The rolling of the shoulders isn't playful or fun anymore. He's getting closer and closer to this sort of the source of discomfort and tension, and the elevator descends through this tunnel of rock for a while, and because you're not passing any open levels, it's dark. So the only source of light is anything you guys have with yourselves at the time, which I believe, Nofrit, you did a lantern, right?
Yes, I've given a lantern to
Yep.
Hetty.
Okay.
Comforting.
And so as that happens and you're sort of moving on down, it's casting these weird shadows on the rough-hewn stone. And you do kind of get, even though the lift is moving at this slow pace, you can sort of hear that slight whistle of thing moving through the air. Until all of a sudden, just the shaft opens out into this large chamber. And you are rather high up. This isn't just a going down floors anymore. This opens out into what is a massive chamber. And you can sort of see that this chamber is relatively well lit. There's different colors of green and blue that sort of mix, and crystal outcroppings that blend in with the minerals on the walls to just sort of create this almost otherworldly beauty of this massive chamber. And you can sort of see down on the ground this big open area. You can sort of see where there are a few little points where people might have assembled. You see more scattered bits of mining equipment, tables where people set some up. There's no rail tracks here. This is a part of the mine that clearly they were coming down and they were investigating new areas, which is where they found the new vein. And the other thing that takes there are two other things that take your notice as you're descending and looking down. One is there is only one entrance/exit from this chamber, other than the shaft you're coming down. and it is a relatively large tunnel entrance that you can see is mostly covered up by boulders and rocks, a cave-in of some kind. And it is the only way you can sort of see to get in and out. The other thing that sort of might pique the notice of anybody else who might be looking around, and I would basically tag both Vanda and Frey because of your ridiculous perception, is as you're sort of taking in the ambience of this room, you sort of see the lights sort of shifting, and there's sort of this moment where you can almost see what looks like light reflecting and shimmering on the walls, almost like it's bouncing off of water. And then you realize it's not light. It's the walls themselves are moving and shifting and undulating over each other. You can sort of see sections of the floor of the cavern where you can sort of see something similar. And as you begin to get closer to the ground of this chamber, the source of that massive movement becomes more clear. You see these small, almost armadillo-like creatures with these carapaces that are copper in color, these waving sort of fuzzy antennae as they sort of are shifting over and around one another, almost like just like a nest of worms almost. There's so many of them. And as the elevator sort of descends, you kind of get some of them scurry along the wall behind you, and then they move away from where the elevator finally hits the floor. These would be the creatures that Grit warned you are interested in metal. So you have all successfully hidden large sources of metal away from you, off of yourselves, put in a bag of holding, or left up above.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good to know. So Grit immediately steps off the elevator, and again, I do apologize. This is one of the maps I lost, so I can't show you what I've got.
No, that's fine. You're doing
but
great.
You sort of step off.
Audio-wise, I know what I'm looking at.
So you step off of this elevator into this large chamber. And again, now that you're down on this ground floor, it is very noticeable there is only one other entrance exit from this. And one of the other things that is kind of noted is, for anybody that actually has dark vision, sorry, Yeti, the chamber is relatively well lit, but it is still, down at bottom level, it is still considered dim light. You can see that over near where that cave-in is kind of sealed off that passage, you can sort of see streaks of more copper colors on the ground, just smeared across it. And it doesn't take you very much to realize that's streaks of blood. This is where they would have fought their way out. This is where they would have sealed up the cave to try and prevent the creature from following. Beyond that cave-in is treading into dangerous territory where this boule may be. But as Grit sort of steps off and out into it, he does sort of again turn around, takes a deep breath, and it's like, all right, last chance to get yourselves sorted.
Grit, are you able to talk with the stones, as you said, to see if it's present, or?
I can. It's not a short process, unfortunately. As I sort of said,
how long is it?
It'll take me at least an hour. Stones tend to convey messages very, it takes a long time. And whilst I can sense them, unless it's very close, it's going to take me some time to actually talk to the stone and see if it is nearby. If we're going to do that, we might just want to make a wee bit of a safe space. And you can sort of see that some of these creatures have sort of, they sort of moved away like a ripple when the elevator touched down. Some of them are kind of moving back in, kind of almost like this sort of carpet that's returning to cover the floor of this cavern. And he does sort of look at them just a little nervously. It's kind of like, we don't want to disturb them, but equally, we don't really want to spend a whole lot of time here either. So I can, but maybe here, there's no safe space. Even if we get through that cave in.
Are they scared of fire, or?
I've never really tried. We don't tend to try and, hurt them or scare them away. This was their home, so...
No, but I'm thinking if we can just lay down the circle.
Well, it is
Something
that.
they're
The other
not
thing
interested.
being, and he does sort of reach into his pack and he pulls out a large clump of. You would have seen him last session. He put some rather large clumps of unshaped metal in his pack, and the moment he does, there's kind of like this very soft sort of as you see the antennas start waving on all of these creatures, and they start sort of starting to come in and around and surround him. And it's like, "Hey!" And he just sort of hiffs this clump of metal as far away as he can, and you just see the whole group of these monsters and immediately go after this clump of metal. And then he sort of reaches in the pack, grabs another one, and then hiffs it off in a different direction, and immediately. And he's potentially sort of just, cleared a little bit of a space, but you're not entirely sure how long it's going to keep them occupied. You don't sense any hostile intent from them. But you also now get the impression that this is why he was saying leave your metal behind.
Yeah.
And any of you who are still carrying metal, the longer you stay in this space, the more likely they are to detect it.
Maybe we should move on.
Right? Yeah, that was kind of what I was thinking. All right. And so he immediately just sort of start clomping over this large expanse, and you can sort of see where there's just a whole lot of bits of overturned equipment, as people were clearly just trying to get out, as they were fleeing the area. And he approaches this cave-in. Is there anything any of you
As
want to do?
we approach, I'm just gonna
Yep.
I'm gonna walk next to Hetty for a second and kind of put my arm around her and give her like just a quick sister squeeze and just be like, "You're never alone. Remember that," and cast allied footsteps on her so she can feel my
Oh.
presence in the back of her head.
Love that. Okay.
Hetty
Um,
instantly, like, her shoulders were like up around her ears because she's just like this little tense ball. But as the arm kind of goes around her, she just kind of shoulders sink down a little, head held up a bit higher, and smiles.
Oh, hang on. Oh shit! Is that the map? That's one of the maps. I found it. I found
You found it.
it would take me a couple of minutes to set it up though, but that's fine. We can finish what we're doing here. All right.
You can always set it up in a little breaky poo.
Yeah, exactly. We might take a little bit of an early break, and I can sort that out. Anyway, so he approaches the cave. Again, was there anything else anybody else wanted to do? Anything else?
Can I have a look for any sign that there's an illusion around anywhere?
Oh,
Like, is the cave in completely real? Is there?
Yep. You can make another investigation check if you'd like.
I actually, to cast that spell,
Mm-hmm.
I will use 3 of my sorcery points to do so. And my chin, my forehead, and my throat begin to glow and cast a small aura of light around me in the space.
You're prepping your runes. Yep. Okay.
8.
8. Would you go up?
Which Grit has never seen, so I don't know how he reacts to that, but...
He's seen all sorts of things. I mean, but he's a little bit focused on the semi-collapsed tunnel. With an 8, you sort of roll on up to this cave-in, and you do sort of do the initial touch test of. So you put your hand out, and it does rest on one of the rocks, which is fairly cold. And then it's kind of like, okay, cool, but sometimes your mind will convince you something's there, and you sort of begin to push on it, like you're trying to will yourself to push your hand through. And there's just this tiny little shift of the rocks that begins to kind of start to clatter down a little bit. Before Grit's kind of like, no, please don't do that.
Hetty, for once, listens and backs the fuck away.
Yeah, he goes, right, yeah, no, please. I'm going to have to do a little bit of work to try and clear a little bit of space. Thankfully, I did clear a little bit of space after we left the first time, because it did feel a little bit odd, but that's okay. So we'll
What
be down
felt
here
odd?
for... Okay, look. He takes one sort of look around, see how long that you've got while these other little beasties are occupied cleaning up the metal that he threw away. It's kind of like, when we were escaping, I've told you things were odd, right?
You mentioned it wasn't as usual.
Do you know how many miners went down here? There were 6. And 2 were left behind. So we rescued 4. While you were doing your little walk around and your chats, did you get the chance to talk with any of them? Did you see any of them? Did anybody direct you to any of them?
The 4 survivors?
That's right. The 4 miners, specifically.
Oh,
No, don't you think that's odd?
Yes.
yes,
Do you want to know why?
yes.
We may have saved them, but we didn't save them. I told you, that beastie in there, and he nods at the cavern, it was smart. When I said it specifically targeted people, the first ones it went for were the miners we rescued. They didn't make it out. That's why you never got to talk to them. But isn't that a little strange that that's the ones that were targeted?
The ones that were
Very.
down here.
What's even more odd is we were retreating. We got to this chamber, and Marat ordered us, you know, heat of the moment. Somebody's calling the orders. You just kind of do it when you're running for your life. He ordered us to try and, shut that down. To collapse that. So we did.
Creature that can go through stone.
That's it. Isn't that just a little odd? If it can
This-
just phase through stone or swim through it like water, what's the point in collapsing the rock? It
You
doesn't
think
make any
something's
sense, does
in
it?
there? Something
Now
that
you're
that
catching
thing
on.
is. We've already caught on a little bit ago. We had our theories, but if 4 miners have died because they've seen something in there,
Well, I wasn't happy with that decision, so there have been moments where I've, had my drinks at night, and then excused myself for drunkenness a little bit early.
what about
And I've come down here and I've cleared a little bit of a space, so we're not going to be here for hours while I try and clear this space for you, because I already started.
You suspect something too.
is it because of the person you took a liking to? Week before.
A lot of
Castro-
people.
The week before the Castro. Mm,
The
We've
golden
been asking
Injured.
our questions too.
Do you know about her?
That she went conveniently missing right before Farouz left town.
Aye.
Grit. I feel you are an honest man. So I will be honest with you. We are not here to help Farouz. Yeah?
Quite the opposite, in fact.
What are you here to do, then?
We're here to prove that he's a slaver.
I'd like you guys to make a persuasion check.
Like individually or?
Up to you. You can either both do it or one with advantage. Your choice.
I believe in you.
Do you want to do it?
She is our
I have-
charisma
I
lady,
have a
but she
plus
has rolled
7.
2.
You have a +7? Wow, that's great. I
Yeah.
have a +9.
Oh
Let's just fucking roll off then,
Oh my
bitch. Let's go.
Fucking swashbucklers, man. Never underestimate their charisma.
Well,
I rolled a
You
no
didn't
fret
win.
roll.
Fucking 9.
I got a 17.
yeah, I got 29 with a natural 20.
Fuck you. I rolled 2 natural ones for Riz. He rolls 120.
He is the Riz assassin. Okay.
Okay.
So
So
Wow.
good.
Okay. That is going to change some things.
That's very. I mean, it was. I helped.
I was confident
You
we
did.
were gonna succeed. I didn't think it was gonna be that
We
well.
manifest nat 20s here.
Yeah.
Wow.
Have to
ladies and
balance that once.
No
Yeah,
nat
we've had like
ones.
3 nat ones.
We have,
Yeah.
yeah.
We needed to balance it out.
You do see his stance relax a little. It's like, all right, a slaver, you say.
Mm.
I
Well, you tell a good story. To be honest, I thought you were here to kill me.
No, far from it. We thought you were here to kill us for him. So.
Well, I just kind of figured it was, all these things going wrong. Very, very convenient, very, very contrived. The timetable just kind of worked completely. And then, just as all of our troubles were going on, we happened to just have a group of adventurers show on up and offer their help for no reason whatsoever.
No, when you say it
Honestly,
like
I
that.
thought you were going to be, you were hired by Marat. I figured you were going to, that's why he offered me as a guide. You're going to bring me down here and kill me, and oh no, not another mine accident. And he would have had one of the thorns in his side disappear.
You're a thorn in his side?
Oh, I'm very, very vocal amongst the others about how much I'm not a fan of him.
Excellent.
I'm just quiet because, I'm good mates with Eblin.
I look at the others and go,
Hello, Blade.
we really should have, asked for something. We've caused more suspicion than.
Oh yeah, no, we
Yeah.
really should not do things out of kindness of our heart. That
Oh, yeah,
apparently
no.
is a suspicious and bad
But-
thing.
The kindness of the
Wait.
heart is really nice.
I mean, in
though.
some ways, it's worked out well, right? Everyone is suspicious of each other. Firuz does not know our intention, yeah?
He might.
He must suspect.
So,
And
how-
I assume this is also effectively a suicide run.
Yeah.
He
Well,
wants
that
you
was-
dead, and he probably wants us dead.
Let's
Well,
get
that
out
was-
alive then and prove him wrong.
I get the impression that, if that's the case, he was probably relying on me also doing some damage to you. I mean, I'm not exactly incapable of defending myself. And when you're down in the mines, you're kind of in my territory. But,
Can we inside check him? Do we, I, as Rebecca, believe him, but no, Fred's gotta
Yep.
be suspicious.
no, go for it.
Fuck's sake! That's the
Oh, no.
third night one today!
Oh my
Wow!
god.
Wow!
No, Fred,
I don't know,
sucks.
man.
Had
Hard to
a bad
tell.
Day.
This dwarf seems pretty drunk.
No,
Again?
bad day.
Yeah.
Man.
To give you a little peace of mind as well. Your friend was not sold. They escaped.
You're talking about Jewel.
Is that her name?
That was what we called her.
Then yes.
Mm.
Jewel
Golden
was
Eyes.
rescued,
What?
but the one who rescued her did not escape.
How? You've
Yeah.
seen
And
her?
that
You've
so
seen
we
her?
know.
How? What's up?
Did Azaria tell us anything about? Because
Oh, in Australia?
I seem to remember her talking about looking for a golden egg or something, or Theodore or Azaria.
Oh, Azuri. Okay. Yes. But it was Theodore that was looking.
Typical Theodore shit.
Theodore did nothing wrong.
Did he tell us anything?
Did he do anything right?
He didn't do anything
No,
wrong.
he sort of mentioned about it when it sort of came up, but there was not really any other information forthcoming other than he was investigating, something about. He was investigating for someone, something about.
Me and
the
Theodore talked a
golden egg.
lot, and I don't remember any of it.
Yeah, he
I
talked
don't
a lot.
remember. I don't remember. him talking about it specifically. We
But
can
yeah,
mention,
no,
we can
he
mention
didn't. He
similar
didn't
to
say
Grit.
much. It was basically that he was working with someone to investigate something related to the golden egg. But yeah, no. But yeah, Grit suddenly sort of just it's almost like he's suddenly eager for more information. It's like, did she say her?
Oh.
How do you know she's fine?
Second-hand information.
We read a report that spoke of her being liberated and others paying for it, but she got away.
Shit.
This report was on the side of was from one of the slavers.
The slavers that you think he's a part of.
Yes.
We know
part
he's
of
a
their
part
report.
of it. Another slaver said he was part of it.
A couple of things have pointed towards him as being part of it.
That's why you're here.
I told you we need proof.
That's why we
Okay.
We can't have like
took
a he
Hark,
said, she
which were
said.
Harkison is
yeah.
our cover.
He's here.
He's here.
All right.
Hi, Max.
Hi, Max.
Well, I'm relieved that we don't have to try and mutually destroy each other. That's a relief.
I'm glad.
I'm glad too.
If anything, we're here to find your actual mayor and put some people back in the
Because I was
places
going to
they
be
belong.
honest, just past that, I was going to actually spring a trap on you.
What the?
You know.
You know what? That's
You rolled a
fair.
natural 20. Holy shit.
He's just like full honesty.
No, seriously, he was 100% going to be guiding you into a trap.
Natural 20.
And when you actually think about it, that makes sense. But I'm
makes
glad we
sense,
actually
yeah.
did this.
Mhm.
I like you more. You are far cleverer than I give you credit for.
There's a lot of people, misunderstand me. But
On purpose, it would look like. It's very smart.
people always kind of underestimate the ones that act like a fool, that talk about conspiracy theories and drink a lot.
How
This
do you
one
feel
is
now
very
you know some of
interesting.
your conspiracy theories are supported?
I've suspected them for a while to not be conspiracies. The moment Joel showed up, I figured out that a lot of these stories, who knows how many of them actually have truth in them.
Does anybody else believe you? Or
Oh no, they just like to listen to the tales of the drunk dwarf. And that's fine, that's up to them. Nobody really wanted to listen when I was convinced that she hadn't just left.
They
Which was a
might
little bit of
now.
a shame, but that's the downside to acting like a clown all the time.
Urala
I
and
think-
Shiraz seem to be actually investigating and finding their own inconsistencies.
inconsistencies?
Right.
It's-
So you're after proof. Well, let's see if we can find you some then.
Have you noticed any weird things about people remembering things differently than you know them to be?
Can't remember.
Very helpful.
No, I don't know. No, I got nothing. Not that I can think of. Why? Are you struggling to remember something you don't remember? That makes no sense.
It is one of our
No.
suspicions
Okay.
about Faruz and how he gets people to love him so much. And
Oh, he's
gains
just a charismatic shithead.
He is, absolutely. But we
a
have...
world of gifts.
Yes. There's a lot of conflicting information that people seem very adamant is true. Almost as though...
Interesting. I actually don't think I know what his gift is. Sorry, you were saying?
Could his gift be altering memories?
Possible. Like I say, I got no idea what it is. He's
That-
been here long enough. Usually we kind of, figure out if anybody's got something worth noting, but I've never noted anything about it. It's either that, he's just got the gift of the gab.
The orc the orc guy who runs the tavern, who was noticing some inconsistencies that they were
Should
going
ask.
over.
Aye.
What does he like take a note of people's gifts as well?
Maybe. I don't know. I've never really asked him.
You don't have to declare them or anything. It's if they would
No.
be beneficial or
No, nothing like that. Usually, if somebody's got something special that they can do that can help out, they generally volunteer the information. They just do it. You know? But you know, you sort of get a sense when you've been around someone long enough what things they can do, you know? Like, are you pretty good at swinging a sword, or you prefer to do the with your hands sort of thing, you know? Do you like kicking people in the face, or do you like running away very, very fast? You know, you kind of get a sense when you spend time with people what they're good at. And that goes for, I suppose, whatever, you know, special talents people tend to have. Not everybody's is obvious. But you'd think somebody like Marat, his one might be a little bit more obvious. But I guess not.
I like gently push one of the bugs away with my stick. As much as I'm very glad we're on the same page now, I think it is time for us to move forward past the
Right,
trap.
yes. B-State finding proof and hopefully finding Gober. Okay! And he sort of turns around and you can see, like, for whatever reason, there's this... the tension had remained with him most of the time. There is this huge weight now that's off his shoulders.
I walk next to
Fucking natural
Harkison
20.
as we walk, and I go, so now you know.
Seriously.
You know the full story.
This was going to
now.
go very differently.
Thank
I love it.
it.
that was close, team.
It was going to go
We
very, very
like
differently.
talking our way out of things, I must say.
Yeah, I know,
Excellent.
right? But he sort of he pulls out his pick and his hammer with the you know, the little bits of the red mottling through them, and immediately sort of starts striding towards the cave in. And as he does, you can sort of see them, you know, parts of the rock just almost kind of start to melt and become almost kind of like this ramp that moves him up towards the top. And he almost sort of just stands on a bit of the stone and just kind of glides him up to the top of this little bit of the rock slide, and he just immediately starts laying into some of these rocks. But unlike where you touched it, Hedy, and you could sort of see where things look like they were a little unstable, about to fall, this man clearly knows where he needs to hit and what he needs to do. Because within a matter of a few minutes, he has cleared a small little space near the top. He had said he'd been working on it prior, and there is enough room for you to actually be able to squeeze through. He can continue working to make the gap larger, or you guys can try and squeeze through now and just get into it.
Well, I'm going to be the tallest. Oh no, Harkinson.
Harkison is.
Poor
Yeah.
Hawk.
Yeah, but did you hear? I said I'd like kind of pat Harkison on the back on the way to the tunnel, and I'm like, and so now you know. Filling you in a little bit. You were never actually going to be a proper slave. We needed a cover story to get close to him. So.
Oh, yeah, now we're walking into a cave with a magical monster that can swim through the stone. I'm feeling a lot safer, thank you.
You're
Ah.
fine. You're fine.
No, I know.
You're
I know.
welcome.
Panda turns into a cat and goes through the tunnel.
Yeah, fuck you.
Which, to be fair, Harkison was going to do something very similar and just turn into his wolf form.
Yeah, I assumed.
Okay,
Had
it's just
you-
me,
had
and I'm
you said
skinny, so
Slanderous
we just go
through.
through.
Okay. And the thing being, that means the only person of a medium size, really, is Nofrin.
No. But I mean, she's not like thick built or anything. She's very
but you
ropey.
are, yeah. I mean, I suppose Harkison still counts as medium, but which
Not
I
the
am
height
going
to
to
worry
roll
about.
for him. So are you going to go through, or are you going to wait for Grit to maybe make some more room?
I'm just gonna go through.
Okay. So I'm going to get you to make a dexterity saving throw. I've made Harkison's one.
Ah, I just love that for me because I've rolled so well today,
Uh-huh.
and
So
I
well.
think that I will roll this dice because the other one has rolled 3 natural ones. Can you accept a 9?
9. Unfortunately, the DC was a 10 because that's standard environmental stuff. So as you're sort of moving through these rocks, there is a
Don't
very
want to
slight.
assist me? Oh, cool. I'll just stop.
There is a very
Yeah.
slight shift as you are coming through some of these rocks and kind of shouldering your way through. And as they shift, one does come down and sort of just juts very heavily and abruptly into the back of your shoulder, doing 3 points of piercing damage.
No, it doesn't.
Okay.
The rock formation for a second across my shoulder.
Okay, and you're gonna make it. Yep.
I will roll a whole d6 to negate
1.
2 of that damage.
Okay,
I'm
2.
down
So you
to
take 1 point of piercing
14.
damage.
I have I
All
feel
right.
just like a little bit of a dead arm sensation, but it's not going to do a deep bruise. Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't do too much. It's more the impact, I suppose. So I probably should have said bludgeoning instead of piercing, but yeah, that's fine. It's 3 points of damage. 3 points of pride damage.
Yeah.
A point.
Yeah, so you sort of do that, and then Grit does sort of pull a couple of the other rocks away to help you squiggle through, and so he is the last one through. And you come out into, unless one of you is still carrying some light, or the ones with dark vision, you do appear in a relatively narrow tunnel with no light source. None of the glowing lights or crystals from the previous cave or any of the lanterns from the previous mine levels exist here. So, going forward, you are almost always, if you want Hetty to see in the dark, you're almost always going to need a light source. If at any point that light source disappears, or you need to operate without it, keep in mind, Hetty,
You
that
plunge Hetty
you
in the
cannot
dark,
see.
which has never had
Yep.
good
But for a whole hour, you know where I
effects.
am.
Yes.
Yep.
I Hetty's
Yep.
gonna like crack the lamp so that it's
All right.
Uh,
So,
I am giving off very dim light with my
okay.
cheek and throat.
So, if you guys want, we can take a break, or you guys can take a break, and I will attempt to set up
Yes.
this next map as much as I can in the few minutes we get.
I will be right back.
Sure.
sounds like
Cool.
a plan.
Excellent. Yeah, and that changes a whole lot of shit. Holy shit!
Fucking Amanda with a nat 20.
Once again, you guys talk your way out of a potential combat.
Yeah, it's wild. We're so good at
Yeah.
it. Okay, I'm gonna mute the Discord now.
You don't have... Yeah, cool. So...
Hello, Max. I'm so sorry about your rash. That's awful. That's so lame. I hope you're well though. Thank you everyone who's lurking, watching, enjoying today. Blade Frontiers, what kind of party was it? I've done a ridiculous amount of rendering on an art piece I'm working on. At least you're being productive. It just sucks. Nausea is horrible. Nausea be the worst, guys. I've rolled 3 natural ones today. I should go get new dice. I should put on maybe some boppy music, but this is sort of like perfect in the cave music. I'll just turn it up. I'll be right back. But yeah. I'll be right back. Holy guacamole! Magical Misfits, thank you for the raid! Hello, Miss Tesser. Hello, Hanny Pie. How are you? Howdy, Raiders. We're, are we back? Okay, we're still, we're, okay, no stress, like, they can't hear you yet, so you keep tapping away. I'll mute myself. Hello, everyone. Thank you for the raid. That's so sweet of you. How was your stream today? Tell me all about it. We are currently just on a quick break, mostly because one of the maps broke that Quinn was going to use for the thing today. So he's just quickly fixing it before we, go into this area. We're currently deep in a mine, hence the spooky Oblivion music, Oh, I'm getting an error. Well, please go follow Magical Misfits. I would really appreciate if everyone went and followed Magical Misfits. Actually, I don't know if oh my god, I feel so bad. I've just dropped a follow. I will totally return the favor and watch one of your streams sometimes. Let me check you out. Actually, let me look at your channel. Let me have a nosy. We're here now. Oh, you play Baldur's Gate? Hell yeah, we love Baldur's Gate. Ah, whoa! What is this map thing you're using? This looks so cool. Oh, it has like a little fire. That's adorable. Oh my god, your overlay is so cute. I love that. Tailspire. Oh, my friend had that. We would like, I was very, it must have been like late last year though. So I don't know how much is upgraded since then. Is it easy to use? Very tempting to grab it. You have a horse in the... Oh my gosh, I'm just like watching your VOD and there's like a horse right there. I love horses. We all know I love horses. Team, we might die. We might die. We're convincing everyone that we're on their side and we don't like the guy that they're suspicious about. So it's good. But... who knows? Thanks for the shout out. No worries. Miss Tesser, are you a player or are you just a watcher of D&D? Genuinely curious. I hope you've had a good day. It's a bit of a... I'm a bit scared. Welcome to Magical Misfits. We're a group of amateur players and a noob DM. No, you're not a noob. You're a storyteller. That's what you are. Where are you from? Are you Eastern Standard Time? That means... Oh, God. That means America, right? You're like a certain side of America. It's crazy to me that America is a big enough place that you can have multiple time zones. It's like wild. New Zealand is all on the one time. But I guess it's like, instead of an island that goes like across the world, it goes like horizontal. How am I explaining this? But you know what I mean. I'm on like a time axis here. So yeah, crazy. I'm not making sense today. I think I need to eat. I literally just put food in the air fryer really quick. It's like, I need to eat more. Oh, that's right. I need to talk to Quinn. They took my favorite flavor of chips and they've put it in sausages. So now I have to try them. It sounds gross, but I don't know. I'm excited. Big shout out to Perditions, by the way, who made all of our little characters. I think that character art is so cute. And you'll notice that there's the in the main image in the middle, there is our player who is playing a changeling. So in the reflection of the water, her character is different, which I just think is such a cute little detail. How we going? We love you and your fog. So Magical Misfits, do you stream every Saturday? Saturday your time. Every time I say Quinn, I'm like, huh? And you're talking to me because it sounds like, oh, I know, I shouldn't ask you what your real name is. My partner's name is Quentin, and because I call Quinesta Quinn, and then I'm like, oh, and then my partner Q, because like everyone calls him Q. It's always very confusing. Unless you're a Quentin. Are you a Quentin? My partner is very much a Quentin. He wants you to say it the right way. He wants you to pronounce that E. But he is the 5th born child, and that is, and then he, I don't mind, my real name, your real name is Quinn? Oh, shit. And my name is Austin, but I go by Imaginer. Ooh, Austin, what are your pronouns? As well. By Imaginer. I like Imaginer. That's so whimsical. I went by Bexplore because it's like exploring with Beck. That's the joke, you know? We Bexplore out of here. He, him, fantastic. That's really good to know. I don't want to get people's pronouns wrong. I want to respect who you are. So what is your current like arc? What are you challenging your players with currently? I am Shapoopies. This is true. Shapoopies is Shapoopies. Gender poop. Ease. Poopies, are you okay? Are you all recovered from your music release party? Hell yeah, Poopies. Copy that. I can do that. Sorry, Quinn is asking me things, and I am replying to him, but you can't hear me. I'm not okay. I was hanging out with Skippy yesterday. You're not okay? Shipoopies, do you need to come to my house and play Nintendo and just chill? Skippy is great. Skippy's great value. Skippy actually popped into stream right at the start. I don't know if Skippy's still here, but 10 hours of comedy shows in a row. No! Now doing data work. It's that end of year grind, right? It's fucking ridiculous for the art scene at this time of year. Proudly challenging my players to follow an elderly wizard to take down an evil group known as the Blightborn Court. That sounds dope. I love that. The Blightborn Court? Ooh. I'm already getting visuals in my head of what that is. That's cool. Just exhausted. Yeah. You've been going hella hard, Poopies. You have one more music video and you're done. You know what I mean? You're done. You'll be done before Christmas. Wild. Not me already talking about Christmas too much. But literally we have 2 weeks until your shoe, right? Oh, fuck me. Hi, Zen! How are you? It has been a while. Zen, I don't know if you're a Call of Duty but I have the new one and I've been playing zombies. And if you ever want to join. Because Zenros is the best player. Poopies, don't put yourself on a diet. No. You'll just be extra sad. I mean, honest, if you need to better your health, I don't know. 2 weeks shred for the video. Oh. Why are they making you be topless? Down 2 of the members so far. Is it a bit like espionage then? I like that. I love Magical Misfits. Imagineer. If you've heard of Delta Green, I've been currently obsessed with it and I talk about it a lot. But it's so espionage and investigate and just like solve crime, and I'm super into it and I want to play it on stream sometime. It's just like it's like Call of Cthulhu system, but Delta Green. Definitely check it out if you are into that kind of like roleplay. Triple chin. Poopies, if you have a triple chin, then I have a quadruple chin, okay? I got told I'm obese. According to the BMI chart, I am obese. So that's cool. But I also fractured my spine, so I'll lose the weight. It's a point from that whole experience. Yeah, according to the BMI, Poopies, I am obese. I think it's because of my height and my thick thighs, you know? Do I take us back to the thing, Obi? Oh, you're so disappointed.
Disappointed.
Oh, buddy.
But that's fine. That is what it is.
Okay, I'm going to this scene first. Well, that's a blade. That's exactly what the nurse said. She was like, just so you know, the rock is also a beast. So she's like, it doesn't account for muscle condition. It doesn't account for a lot of things, like your ethnicity at all as well. So
No, that's exactly right. Okay, now
I'm
I can
trying
add
not
you
to
guys
overthink
into
it. But genetically, my family has thick thighs, so I'll just accept it.
So let me just add you guys into this map, and then I can give you a new link, and we're just gonna have to go with what's there.
Every time I do one of those health kiosks, it tells me that I'm morbidly obese.
Right?
Oh, it's
You're-
horrible.
Hey,
Yeah,
Jesus.
It's
I
ridiculous.
know.
absolutely horrible.
I need to lose like 20 kilos to be considered.
I think
No,
I needed
actually
to lose
25 to be considered healthy.
I think I needed to lose 14.
All right,
My
new link
dad.
incoming.
I would look like
Already?
I would look like an adolescent. I would look like I would, you know, like coming out of
Here we
high
go.
school. I don't know. I would
Link is
look like
back
an
up.
adult woman at that point.
Sorry for that, team and chat. I finally found an old version of a map I wanted to use. I've been desperately trying to get it to
I
work
like
on the
them,
break, and
that sounds good.
it hasn't, but that's fine.
You know,
The new link is up in the channel, and we'll make it work.
We got it.
my name will be
I don't know.
Nofred Poopy of the Two Bastard
It's
tribe.
fine. I'll run
Of
it
the
through.
two-turd tribe.
2 turds.
2 turds.
Tribe.
I got 2 turds.
Deny entry.
You let me be Nofred Poopy.
I did. That's right.
You're
Hey, look,
supposed to not.
I'm
let
all
me
about
be-
allowing you guys to live out your fantasies.
Okay, where
if you
are
wanna
we?
Be
I'm-
no
I'm-
fret poopies.
I immediately picked up
Gone.
Vander and threw him away.
Don't touch me.
I'm sorry. I'm fixing it. Yeah. It doesn't
over there.
actually. It doesn't actually show when I have the menu tucked away. But look, guys, I'm no Fred Poopy, so. Miss Chesser, thank you for joining the exploration. It's really. Oh, it broke on top of Quinn's face. This is really good for alerts right now. Oh, there we go. Where the hell is my alerts layer? I don't know how to get it off his Quinn's face. I got it today. Was playing zombies with my friends. Ah, Sid Ross, we can fucking play zombies together. Oh my god, I'll hit you up after the stream. I'll show you now.
Okay. Very quickly ran to get my other drink. Sorry about that.
Oh,
Okay.
Is this
so-
our marching order? I suppose it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just had it kind of in the loose order that you guys came through the rock tumble. So, yes. So you guys have appeared into this sort of narrower corridor. There is no natural light source here, and you do see that there's still fragments of this cave-in from the previous chamber, sort of scattered loosely around the floor here. At least for a short distance, you will have to watch your footing as well. So, should you guys need to suddenly take off at a certain pace and
Sorry,
give
what?
caution to the wind, you might need to
Sorry,
be a
what?
bit more careful about it. And you can still see that there are smears of blood, or old dried blood, near and around the cave-in. In fact,
I
you
really
can
wish
actually
I was second right now. I could do detect magic, see if anything was
You
set
can-
up down
you can-
here.
you can take your minute to change if you want.
Not in a little cave. No.
What,
But you can even
do you
see
think
that
second would be just as bad?
part of the cave-in actually, as you're sort of clambering on
Hit
down the other
ahead.
side, you can actually see that there is part of a body that got buried underneath these rocks as they were escaping as well. But the tunnel does lead off into the distance, and yeah, I have no fog of war, so thank you for being zoomed in on that, Bex.
I will stay zoomed. I'm
Who
gonna
is
be
taking?
So
Is this your marching order?
Yeah.
Phrase is slightly step in front of me, mostly because I need to get something out of the air fryer. I'll be right back.
Fair enough. I mean, I literally just ran to get my other drink because I'm about to run out of my previous one. That's okay. So, wait, I actually do have a bit of fog. Why do I have a little bit of fog there? Oh my god. Never mind. So, Grit at this point will continue to accompany you. He was not going to, but given the information that has now been exchanged and a natural 20 persuasion roll, he will, at least he has now a little bit of a more determined purpose about what might be coming on. So he will tag along with you. Don't expect too much help from him, but there might be moments where he will be able to do something to aid you guys. And Harkison for now is remaining in his wolf form. And you notice him just consistently sort of sniffing the air to be a bit more cautious about it. So, Bex has unfortunately got the control over the map. She's coming back now. You guys may, at your leisure, continue to move forward. I will attempt to, because I couldn't place anything on the map, I will attempt to do my best to describe things as we go.
Nofred knows that Freyalise is really good at just perceiving things in general.
Yep.
So she's going to be specifically looking for, like, signs of creatures. Like, she's going to, she's going to focus in on one thing.
Okay.
Looking for signs that there is other life down here.
Okay. I mean, you can make an investigation check if you would like. I mean, the first thing that you guys do sort of note is, again, other than the light and the scattered stuff on the floor, again, it's very, very quiet here. And without your light sources or dark vision, you would be encompassed in total dark. The only sounds that come to you initially is you can hear the occasional little bits of water dripping. You know, that sort of, and they echo along the tunnels. But if you want to, make an investigation or perception check, anyone, you can.
Sure.
You do note as you sort of come to what looks like an intersection here, both sides of those tunnels, because again my fog of war is not working the way it should, have actually collapsed.
Okay.
They appear to have been sealed up. And there is a moment from Grit where he sort of looks either side. He looks a little unsure about the circumstances here. He can't remember if they were sealed on the way out or not, but you cannot progress in those directions.
Can I be doing Arcana checks to see if there's any, like, illusions, basically, as we're going along?
Yep, so illusions, like what sort of illusions? Because ordinarily illusions I think are still investigation checks. Or you just try to detect the auras of magic.
I'm happy for investigation checks, just looking at, like, things being blocked off. But
Okay.
making sure that they actually are, kind of thing.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, it's sort of an awkward thing with the Arcana, is because Arcana is sort of detecting an actual thing that you already know might be magical, like interacting with a thing. An investigation, like even for a lot of illusion magic, typically it's an investigation check to discover that it is not.
Yeah.
Yet it is in fact an illusion. So it would be an investigation check. If you were Sekhet, I might alter that because she has the ability to sort of detect that magic in an area, but given the circumstances, we'll stick with the investigation.
I rolled a 15 for my investigation.
Right.
I rolled a 26 for perception.
I
rolled a 19.
Wow. Okay.
Why would I bother?
I'm going to take a minute and become second.
You are? Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
That's a me job too.
So, with between sort of the perception and the investigation check, sort of you guys, you're at either end of the party, but that's fine. Alongside the dripping of water, you don't really detect anything that might be moving aside from yourselves. You can hear the occasional snuffling and sniffling from Harkison as he sniffs the air, and like this tiny little sort of timber of a growl in his chest, but he's suppressing that as well. So in those moments where in between there is that quiet and it's just you're breathing in the dark, you sort of note that even though you're in a small tunnel, there's this feeling of space and wind up ahead. Like you can't detect any creatures, but just there's something there. And with the higher perception as well, you specifically, Vander, hear just somewhere ahead, in conjunction with just sort of feeling generally there's an open space. You hear kind of like this hissing, just very, very faintly.
I will quietly relay that to the party
Okay.
as I draw my daggers.
I'm going to, once I've turned into Sekit, I'm going
Yep.
to pull out the Eldritch Speed Greatsword from the bag of holding.
Okay, we will now change Hiri for Sekit on the map. Done. There we are. All right. So you pull out your greatsword. You still don't have dark vision, so if you've got your hands on your greatsword, who is carrying the light?
I've got it jammed in my teeth.
Okay. Is it a lantern?
Don't lanterns have like little?
They got the hooks.
like,
Yeah.
hooks?
I'm just double checking it as a lantern.
It's a hooded
Okay,
lantern. That's what I've turned on.
Yep.
I'm gonna
Alright.
see her do that, and I'm just gonna take a couple steps back and just like take it out of her mouth.
And like for a second, it's gonna be like just bares her teeth like the wolf and just clamps down, but then lets it go.
Because there is kind of that moment, Sekit, as you put that in there, you do realize like it's kind of insulated, right? But because it's in and around your mouth, somewhere where something like this probably shouldn't be, you can very much detect the heat coming out off this lantern in and around your mouth and your chin area. Thinking that, yeah, this could be relatively uncomfortable, but I'm stubborn as hell.
Yeah.
Pretty much. All right, so are we progressing forward? Are we just going for it? We being
Quiet.
okay? So
I'm
well, it's
going
stealth
to
mode.
sneak up close to Frey
Oh,
so that I'm
yeah.
more close to the front.
so we are going to get a group stealth check, guys.
And remember, you're wearing a chain shirt now.
Oh, I still have
Which is-
disadvantage.
Yeah, it's still
No!
disadvantage, but yeah.
Still have disadvantage.
Oh
The Fuck.
Okay.
16.
I'm gonna go get other dice. 7.
16 and a 7. What else do we have?
27.
27. Okay.
I rolled an 18. I've gone 20, 19, 18 in that
Yeah.
order.
You're doing, yep.
This is ridiculous.
I would
9.
like one of those rolls sometime.
Sorry, what?
I would like one of those rolls. Sometime.
Was that
You
everyone?
had 2 of those rolls at the start, but you wasted them by pre-rolling.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, you said it's not even true.
So is that everyone?
Mm.
Think so?
Okay.
Yeah. How
Wait,
did
do you want us to run Harkison for you? Do you want me to check?
Well, I've rolled for them.
Okay.
Grit rolled so well, he basically became a part of the stone itself.
Oh, good for him.
Harkison,
me.
however, has obviously detected something with his nose that he doesn't like and immediately gives out a snort and a huff. He failed.
I think because I'm holding the lantern, it makes sense that I am visible.
The thing being, that's an even rolls across the board. That's
Ooh.
3 fails, 3 passes.
Oh.
So this will be interesting.
So it's a coin flip now.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so you progress on forward through this tunnel, carefully, quietly. And it doesn't take too long before I suppose I can move. I'll move grit as an indicator, I suppose.
You're all good, dude.
Yeah, you sort of come on forward to this, almost where you sort of see a few more branches sort of open on out. Again, I would normally have all this covered in fog, but that's fine. And you have primarily a passage straight ahead and one to the right. And you just sort of grit, sort of looking around, he's very uncertain of where to go from here. It is up to you guys to make these choices.
I'm gonna take a moment and use my gift, and I want to know: is there anything looking at me?
Oh, good call.
All right. Outside of anybody in the party that might be looking at you, no. There are no other eyes on you right now.
I say we go left.
Okay.
Hand on the wall, go left.
As good as any way, I guess. Let's go.
Shall I go first with the lantern, or am I still too squishy?
You're
Did,
very squishy.
Did Grit have any reaction to me changing into a Amazon-y looking half elf?
He might have sort of twitched a little bit about it, but at this stage, like, he's seen people do polymorphs and shape changes and illusions and things, so it is something that gives him a moment of pause, but not enough to have him remark on it in a place where kind of you guys are trying to be quiet. Like, he's very much taking that advice of, okay, this is where we need to be a little bit more cautious. So as much as he may have some questions, he's not following up on that. Not right now.
Not the time.
Yeah. All right, so when you say left, where are we?
Up.
Who's it?
Vander-
What's it?
Vander can't see what's actually around the corner. As soon as he gets there,
Oh,
he can
okay,
see if they're a dead end.
I
He
can
can't see that yet.
because my camera's blocking that. I see. Right, I see.
You guys can tell him they're dead
Yeah,
end.
I'm just looking over at the Twitch thing, but yeah, I can see. Yeah, my camera's blocking that little.
I assumed you meant
hallway.
up. Like,
Because unfortunately, that's a
carry
dead
on.
end.
Oh look, both dead ends.
So you can go straight ahead, or the tunnel sort of breaks away to the right.
Straight,
Straight.
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 Okay.
Straight.
So you guys sort of progress forward until you get to where the tunnel starts to break open a bit more, into what looks like it may have been a small little cavern previously. However, it is no longer a small cavern, because again, I don't have this map fully done. You can see the ground steeply drops away into what looks like a collapsed section of rubble. And parts of this cavern, parts of this cave also look like they've started collapsing down from the top, from the roof, and it's partially blocked. You can sort of see where you might maybe be able to navigate your way through these loose rocks to try and find a way out of what this cavern might once have been. But it does also appear to be very unstable and very dangerous. You sort of get the feeling that this is the impression you had of maybe a little bit more of an open-ish kind of an area, because it is relatively large, but also very, very dangerous from what you can tell.
Okay. We could try get safely down. Or we could turn around and check the other tunnel.
Let's check the other tunnel and then we can see.
Alright, so you head back to that small little intersection and begin progressing down that way. And just take a quick look. We have. Oh, of course, I don't even know why I checked, really. Prey and Vander. Your perception, as you sort of break away from that intersection, you start heading down. That faint hissing sound that you heard gets louder. And as you sort of round this very small corner, and you see that the space opens up again, you can see what looks like this almost amber or orange sort of mist that's covering this wide open area ahead of you.
This is the poison gas? Bandit says to Grit.
Is this where I turn off the lamp?
Well, give me a moment. And he sort of strides forward a little bit, and you sort of see him pull out a bit of cloth. He douses a little bit of water on it and sort of wraps it around his nose and mouth before taking a couple of steps almost into this amber mist. And you sort of see him just give it a little bit of an inhale, and there's just almost this kind of immediate, okay. And he just quickly backpedals out of it. It's like, it's definitely toxic of some kind. From what I can tell, it's going to, we can hold our breath. We don't want to take very big inhales if we're going through there. Short, shallow breaths. Cover your mouths. Cover your noses. And he sort of looks over at the lantern you're carrying, Sekit. It's like, and also no open flames or sparks. Just to be on the safe side.
Can I give the lantern away to someone and just experiment with my gust cantrip?
Yep.
And just see if can I make even just like a small bubble of space that's just a little bit less.
Okay. So with gust, as you do sort of, this explosive sort of push out from you, you do sort of see that this almost stagnant amber mist that is just not moving, it does give this slight roil. And it sort of swirls a little bit and begins to push just a little bit further away from where you are aiming. But you also understand that because it's almost settled down into this chamber, it's heavy. It is the gas itself seems to be relatively heavy and is not... It would take maybe something a little bit more than just that cantrip by itself to be able to do anything more than create a small little area around one person.
So,
Okay.
are we
I'm-
gonna go through this?
Well, it's either that or the cliff, so...
Frey's gonna tap herself and she's gonna cast luminescence on herself, just so Sekit can see.
Okay.
Like, just something, someone walking around.
There is a guiding light in the dark, yes. Yep.
Much
And
Even-
every single
appreciated.
minute that it runs out, she'll reapply it to herself.
Okay, so is that concentration?
Let me quickly...
I don't think it is. Just double check.
No, it doesn't
cool.
say.
Okay. So what are we up to, team?
I second. Remember when you were in training to be a soldier and you used to piggyback me around so that you could get stronger?
Yes.
I can try cast the gust on sort of both of us.
Okay. So, okay. Yep. So
That's the
Sekit's
plan.
going to give you a piggyback ride and you're going to use Gust. Kind of as like a wind turret.
Yeah,
Love this.
Okay.
And we
just
can go
because she
in front.
can't see, and I'm like,
Okay.
well, at least this helps her see a bit. But
Okay. So Grit is sort of removed the cloth that he had and he's dousing it in even more water before he sort of is wrapping it back around his mouth and nose. Given that the moment that Sekit sort of picks you up and you look like you're about to start channeling the elements of air to make some room.
we're gonna copy the same. We've been in a scourge.
Yeah.
We know.
Yeah, he gets the impression that this is what you're choosing to do, so he's prepping himself to get through this fog.
Oh, we're gonna copy it. We're gonna get fabric out, wet it. chuck
So you
that
guys
shit.
are also yep.
And we'll do the
Um,
same.
Okay.
Yes.
Frey.
She's basically going to see the sisters and Vander do that, and she's gonna copy.
Okay. So I will say, Harkison does switch back into his hybrid form, because he sort of is taking a look at the slight decline down into this chamber and realizing that the moment he goes down into that mist, he won't be able to see anything if he's on all fours. And sort of very much follows suit with what you guys are doing. So whenever you're ready, you can progress down into the chamber.
If it becomes too
we've
much,
got-
just tell me, and I will try to do some kind of big air movement for us to get out. Okay?
So we got Nofrit Sekiti going first, taking the lead. Okay.
The other thing
'Cause
I was
that-
thinking of,
Yep.
instead of putting the lantern out, I'm gonna put it where Vander's standing on the map right now.
Oh, you're gonna put it.
We're gonna leave it as like a beacon of this is the way we came,
Interesting. Okay. Yep.
but far enough away that if the fog was to be displaced, I don't think it would be affected.
Okay. So we'll put a random guard token there. Because the
Yeah.
guard's carrying a lantern.
I have a second lantern. We have torches. I just think they as well.
Yep. Okay. So you are stepping down and into this amber fog.
Mhm.
All right. So the moment you do, and you are channeling your gust cantrip, as I say, it creates just enough of a tunnel and pushes it away and swirls this heavy, dense fog that Sekit you can see just ahead of you. The problem being, you don't have the lantern, and Freya Elise, who has luminescence on herself, is behind you. You can't see.
Ray's gonna like shimmy just in front, just to
Okay.
walk and try and, be like, this way.
Okay. So the three of you are basically attaching yourselves to each other here to try and create a small little area of light
It's
and
a
wind.
train. We've been
Okay.
training.
Because as you do this, Nofrit, and the three of you sort of begin in this really weird sort of clump to move forward, that gust, the fog that's pushed away, just kind of immediately roils back in behind you.
Oh no.
There is very little movement. You will create enough bubble space for, because Frey is the size that she is, pretty much the three of you. The other three will have to find their own way. Vander, at least, can kind of vaguely see above the fog because of his height. Harkison can also manage. Grit, unfortunately, cannot see because the fog is higher than him as it moves into the chamber. Bray, if you weren't standing in that little bubble, you also would not be able to see because of the heavy fog. So, Grit kind of walks down into the fog and just kind of immediately backs up, and he sort of looks at this little wind turret thing that's moving along and starting to roil the fog out, and he's kind of like, and you can sort of, you guys can't see it, but he's, and Harkison sort of wanders on over, it's like, here, and sort of holds his arm out.
Is he gonna
It's
piggyback
like-
him?
Alright,
That's
thanks.
cute.
And they kind of link arms to go into the fog.
Aww.
And Vander's just standing at the back there. He was getting out his rope. Oh, never mind.
Yeah, well, that
I
was
also
it.
thought about the rope thing, but I was like,
I
we're
was-
committed.
I was kind of waiting for somebody to say it. It's like, no. Alright, Harkison's just doing this.
I'm already
yeah.
casting the spell. I'm like, someone else could do it.
That's alright. So, as you are progressing through this fog, your visibility is still quite low. Nofrit and Sekit, you will be guiding this as you guys are moving in there. Essentially, we don't have that map right now. You are moving into a very dense area and your vision is restricted. Frey's luminescence is not enough to give you a huge amount of visual range, Nofrit.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I
Freyalise and Sekit, I am going to get the two of you to make a dexterity check.
I was going to suggest we follow along the wall line and not just walk straight into the middle.
Okay. Which wall line are you going to go?
Left.
I'm an idiot.
We're doing lifts today.
Okay.
I am the biggest weenie head in the history of weenie heads, and I
Oh, I
don't
like
What happened?
Frey's
Okay.
gonna... Wait, do I have it? Frey's gonna tap second and cast Dark Vision. Completely forgot that
Were you
existed.
just trying to traumatize her?
No! I'm so sorry!
Suddenly-
you've got something to get rid of the fog. Nah.
As Frey lets out this
No,
little
sorry.
gasp, turns around and basically slaps you on the thigh, you suddenly get to see the world in a way you've never seen it before, as your vision goes into clarity and you can see beyond what you had been able to prior. You will now be able to see in the dark. I believe that lasts for 8 hours, doesn't it?
Yep, 8 hours.
There we go. So unless something
It's gonna,
incredibly... Yep, I don't think it's
gonna
concentration
look-
either. So
No.
unless something incredibly
No.
untoward happens, you now have dark vision,
Frey's
probably for the
just gonna
remainder of
look
this.
behind, look up a second like, I'm so sorry.
And legs slap, and then all of a sudden,
Honestly,
world
it's the
becomes
most
clearer.
Frey thing. This is the most Frey thing. Anyway,
It
we're
really
looping
is.
along this wall.
Okay. So Frey, it's still difficult to see anything if you're tracking the wall. The two of you, still need a dexterity check from you because you are walking through this, and I will get the others to do this as well in a moment. But you two are effectively leading this. And Nofrit, I'm going to get
Now
you to
that
do
I
a
can
perception.
I'm doing. I'm perceiving.
I'm
I'm
not
perceiving
making
out the
it, right?
wazoo with my big dice.
I'm still so
Oh no,
sorry.
I still have danger sense,
Left.
don't I?
Yeah, it's not a saving throw though. It's just a dexterity check.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
10.
10. Okay. Frey.
17.
All right. The two of you, as the ground sort of declines down, you start to see these tiny, wee little fishes. And as you get close to them, that's where the hissing sound is coming from. This gas is coming out of it. And you also realize they're going to be really nasty if somebody happens to put their foot in it and potentially roll an ankle. So you sort of hope that doesn't happen to somebody as you start progressing through this room. Nofrit, how'd we go with the perception check?
A 15.
15? All right,
Good for
cool.
me.
Yep, we'll hit that up in a moment. Vanda, because you are following behind and you are actually in the fog as well, I'm going to get you to make a dexterity check with disadvantage unless you've got a way of clearing it.
I do not.
Okay?
Can I, after I see the fish, can I like beep beep? Watch where your feet step to the whole team on our messenger com, and then
Okay.
fuck, I can't. I'll have to give up casting gust if I want to cast message
Yep,
properly
towards,
to
to
grit.
the other two, yeah.
Tell them that the
12.
pass it on.
12 with disadvantage.
Beep, beep.
Wow, okay. You are, well, I mean, you're a cat. You're pretty good on your feet. And there's sort of like, in a place where you can't see, you've almost got this habit of just kind of sliding your feet along to make sure that your footing is stable and you're not bumping into things as you go. So as you do sort of this, you do begin to notice these small little gaps in the floor where you realize very quickly it's not going to be safe to walk. So you avoid managing to do some damage to your ankles.
Fishes, not
Fishes.
fishes.
Not-
I
yeah,
thought you
not
said
fishies.
fish. I thought they were
Fishes.
hissing fish, like croaking
Yeah,
catfish.
no,
Me
fish,
too.
fishes, where the gas is
Fish-
coming
let
up,
me-
and that's what's causing the hissing.
Amend my notes.
Yeah,
Fishes.
Alright, fish!
fish swimming through the fog, right, I understand.
Fishes. Fishes.
Um,
Those dangerous ankle-biting piranhas
Yep.
that swim in fog.
What?
Yeah, no, I thought.
Oh, did you know
Look,
fish make noises?
I've done
They
stranger
have
things,
chocolate
alright? I
croaking
understand.
catfish. They croak.
How
Alright.
is that relevant to
Because fish can hiss.
frogs?
And I've done stranger things than that, so you know.
And like, it's not, it wouldn't, sometimes evaporation causes fog, mean water, very shallow pond of hiss fish.
Yep.
That in my brain, that's how it works.
So I did 2 rolls with disadvantage for both Grit and Harkison, and they both managed it. One of them only just squeaked through with disadvantage, but they still made it. So as you progress through this room, your perception check was a 15, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yep. As you sort of progress along that left-hand wall, the ground begins to lift again, and you progress. You come out of this amber fog, and find yourself standing in a small wee alcove that is a dead end.
Okay. Everyone's here. I
Yep.
regroup everyone. How was that?
Yep,
We
there's
okay?
barely enough room for you all to be here before that sort of that amberish
Group
coloration.
We okay?
Yes.
Maybe we should have like a line between us or something.
Some rope? I can
Yeah,
pull you
because
guys
there's
through.
those cracks in the thing. At least we can feel if someone trips.
We do like a tug system if we don't feel comfortable, like 2 tugs on the rope.
2 tugs is good.
Like, and if it's like danger, like just like tug on it with, just continuously tug on it like your life depends.
Oh, whatever you guys want to do.
I mean, we'll
God,
feel if
please
you fall
help.
down the hole, to be honest. You'll drag us all towards the hole, so.
Let's avoid that. But yes, a rope is a good idea.
Okay.
I have rope.
Yes, Grit did suggest you have at least one full length of rope between 2 of you, so you guys can tie yourself together if you would like.
Tie it around my middle.
Okay. So how many ropes are you using to tie you all together? Keeping in mind there's 6 of you, although 5
Should we-
technically because
Should
Nofrit.
we do like 10 feet between? Like 10-ish feet?
Isn't like a normal length of rope 50 foot?
50 foot. Yep.
Yeah, that works.
Yeah, because
Okay.
it is currently 50 with me on a piggyback ride.
Yep. Plus whatever it takes to wind it around a person and secure it. So if you want to tie all of you, I'm actually going to say it takes 2 ropes. Unless you are holding on to it.
Yeah, are we tying or holding?
Yeah, if you're holding on to it, you can do the 5 of you. If you are tying it around yourself to secure yourselves to each other, it'll take more than 1 rope.
Vanda's the rope expert.
Do you think we should tie it or hold on to it? If we hold on to it, someone might trip and fall and let go and we won't know.
I think if they trip, they won't let go immediately. We'll know. I think holding on should be fine.
Okay.
No, Fred, you hold on. I am not letting go of my sword.
I'm also okay, fine. Yeah, I'm also casting this. That's good.
Use your legs!
Use my.
Put the rope around your leg.
I'm not farting out the spell. You know that, right? It's like.
Not for the spell! Oh my goodness. Like, you're not?
The rope.
I thought you always used the rear end for your air spells. Just grinning like a shit-eating grin.
Let's go. I want to go into fog, so we stop talking.
Okay.
There's still
All right.
the earring that you use.
So you're all just
Wow.
holding on to a length of rope.
Apparently,
Okay,
it is
cool.
wrapped twice around my leg, so that I can continue to cast Gust with my hands.
Okay. So
I
what
need
I
to
will do then is I will remove the disadvantage from any dexterity checks required as you move through this room
Nice.
to not put your foot into one of the open fissures.
Fishes.
Okay.
Fishy.
Ah.
So you begin moving back into the fog,
Yep.
Mhm.
utilizing your wind turret.
That's me.
And You're continuing left? You're just gonna continue with sticking to the wall?
We're wall time.
Okay.
Okay.
So, as you're sort of moving through, I am going to get you all to make another dexterity check because you have re-entered the fog to make sure you're not putting your foot in an open gap.
15.
Dirty 20.
Nice.
14.
Okay. And we'll roll for the other two. Easy. Okay, cool. You all kind of have no issues with this little bit of extra security and guidance. With your perception check you made, Nofrit, and and the passive perception that Frey and Vander have, you sort of step back down and the fog re-envelops you all. And as you do, and you're sort of being conscious of the rope you're holding and the slow progress and trying to avoid these nasty traps on the ground, you all begin to hear a rumbling. Give me one moment. I can't see my dice. Woo! So Freya Lisa's at the front. I'm going to. Does a 22 hit you?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Because suddenly exploding out of the fog in front of you is a boulder rolling directly at you.
No!
So you need to make a strength saving throw for me, please.
Oh, God, strength. That's fine.
Gods, give her strength.
God, please help me. That's a dirty 20.
Whoa, okay. As this boulder smashes into you, it does. Wow, that's 3 ones on my dice. That is 7 points of bludgeoning damage. And because it's knocking into you, it does 2 more dice. So that's another 8 points of bludgeoning damage as this boulder smashes into you. And as it does, you sort of feel yourself about to be knocked down, but you sort of manage to almost hold on to your strength as this weight smashes into you. And as it does, this boulder sort of unfurls itself into this rock-like creature in front of you and just gives out a... I know it's 7 o'clock. Did we want to end there and roll for initiative next time?
Yeah.
Cool.
Love that.
Yep, sure.
What?
Yep.
I'd happily do this now, but I'm also conscious of the time for you, Vix.
Yeah, my toddler just came out of the bath squealing quite happily, so...
As much as I would love to do this now, and I really would.
I have to get some good fight music for next time.
Yeah.
But this isn't the ballet.
No. This was a boulder, and then as it hits Frey, it then kind of just comes to a halt and unfurls itself into almost like this... well, you know what? I've got a picture of it.
Oh, yeah, let me chuck that on
Well, actually, no.
screen.
I've got it on the map already. What am I thinking?
Oh.
I can just unhide it on the map.
We're gonna find out if this this gas is flammable, aren't we?
I don't know. That depends on whether
Right,
you're going to
Alfred?
explode things.
He's so cute, though.
Yeah.
Oh
Surely
my
he's
God,
not
yeah.
that size.
Look it up.
He's a large creature, yeah?
No, he's just a little baby.
What
Imagine.
size is he?
Oh God.
No,
yeah,
no, he's
Indiana
considered a
Jones
medium.
is strong.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Does that mean
it's
there's a
cute
daddy
little thing.
boulder coming?
But the rumbling continues.
Yeah, it's
Ah! It's the whole
Buddy.
boulder school coming along. Oh my God.
It's fine. We'll just
As
ask her
the
to talk to
Baldur's
him.
Gate.
Good talk to us.
So I was hoping we'd get to a combat today, but next time, I
You
guess.
tried. We
Yep.
all tried.
We try.
Hey, you guys managed to avoid having a conflict with Grit. So
We didn't have to
You
kill
know.
Grit. Yay!
Grit would have died.
he
Yeah.
would have struck
Oh
first
yeah.
before. Yeah,
Oh,
he
he
would
would have gotten murdered.
he would have let you guys get to a point, and then he would have struck first, trying to, and yeah, he possibly would have tried talking to you at the same time. But yeah, he was absolutely
Not with
convinced.
Henny underground.
He was absolutely convinced you guys were there to kill him, and
Bandit
that you
was
guys that you
always
guys were
planning on
working.
bringing up the
Yeah,
bringing up
he's-
Jewel.
He was so convinced you guys were working with Marat, and this was the whole reason he was being taken down into the mines by you guys, was to get rid of him.
I
Bet
love that angle.
Norfred. Bet Norfred would have been like, ew, no.
Ew.
Oh, I thought you were working with Marat. Ew.
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 Don't give me the ick.
Yeah, a literal ick.
Alright, cool.
We're going to thank you everyone for being at stream today, and thank you, Magical Misfits, for the raid again. Thank you. It was very sweet.
Yes.
We're gonna be raiding Keanu Speeds
Real speed.
because he's playing some Dark Souls, and it's a bit spooky in the game, and that's a spooky game, so we're gonna go do that. That was my
Go
reasoning.
go.
It's fair.
I would
Next
like
week.
you all to stay spicy, stay feisty, and hopefully see you in a bit of a rock smackdown next week. Fingers crossed.
Yes.
Oh, I'm just in the smoke, and even still in the smoke.
In the fog, yeah.
Yeah.
Ah,
That's what I mean. We're gonna find out if it's flammable.
I do
Everyone,
light things
just
on
crack the
fire.
fuck up and blow up.
It's gonna
the-
happen. Like
in front of
it'll be
it.
halfway through the combat, and you're gonna forget, and you're gonna be like, I just cast firebolt.
Yeah, I cast fireball on the whole area. No, fire's not gonna hurt a rock.
Depending on how much
What is the
resources you wanna
Pokemon type
save.
that does well against rock?
Water?
Yeah. Sure. We'll cast Tsunami in here.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh,
Wash
good
it all
idea.
away.
Thank you, everyone. Bye for now. Bye.
Have a nice night, guys.
Sin. Bye, Brew.
Tune in next time for explosions.
Oh God. Oh God.